One thing I learned about New York, bro, I will not let no dude out there hustle me. Yo, let me get the brake. Yo, let me get this. Yo, you jumped. Yo, you crossed lane. Yo, you did this. And they try to any way not to pay you. FTW was like promoted as guaranteed 100 horsepower.
Horsepower in a can.
A lot of those all motor records, a lot of people broke those on nitro. You couldn't tell what was really legal and what wasn't. So some of those records stayed alive for a long time up until recently. 200 grand in a Honda is insane, but is there 200 grand in these cars? Hell yeah. A lot of people don't realize it. To build like an all-wheel drive, all-out, badass car, you spending like 150, 200.
Everybody's talking to us, going up to the line, all this crazy and then, you should see everybody.
Bari almost fought, like, it got crazy. I want to talk about the Hesi race.
You're gonna watch this, and when you finally put your car back together, I'm gonna bust again.
Your car's ready now, right?
Oh yeah, nah, the car ready.
Who's the first person on the list?
I got one person.
Who?
I'm gonna claim him on my taxes. He already knows.
What's up, guys? So since you guys have been enjoying the podcast so much, we're dropping our first official Street Alpha podcast set merch. So we have all sizes. Make sure you guys hit the links below to get your merch, and also make sure you guys get your keychains and lanyards to support the brand. Also, make sure you guys cop the Street Alpha GSF collab merch. It is so fire. You guys need to get yours. So cop out before they sell out. Peace. Welcome back to another episode of the Street Alpha podcast. I am your host, Tukes. And today we are at New England Motors out here in Connecticut, hanging out with the guys. We got Batman, Sonic, and Ahmed. Let's give a round of applause for all three of these guys.
Before we get started,
CT.
Before we get started, we need the viewers to subscribe to his channel, like the video,
that's
send
love,
in the
man.
comments, man, because like the amount of work you just put in to get here, I respect it.
No, I appreciate it. It was like a 3-hour ride.
Yeah, man. And the fact that you edit all your own stuff, man. Me coming like as a new like YouTuber, it's like it's tough. It's definitely a tough job.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, brothers.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the pizza as well. You got me some Connecticut style pizza.
How was it?
It was alright.
It was
alright. You know, you bought it, so respectfully I appreciate that. But if there was no buying factor involved, it was okay.
I didn't bring you the best pizza spot. I think
You did say that. You did say that.
So Connecticut got better pizzas than New York. Straight up.
If we have time after the podcast, we'll take you somewhere.
They could talk that shit in the comments. They could.
Y'all hear this?
Whatever.
Y'all hear this?
I'm telling
Connecticut
you.
definitely got the best pizza.
Bro, I promise you, we'll bring you to Modern, Pepe's tonight after this podcast. And you're gonna be like, you know what, Bay? I think we moving to CT.
Like that?
Over pizza? Nah, not from New
Over
York.
pizza.
I don't know,
I'm
bro.
telling you.
I don't know.
Pizza.
I don't know. It was good though. It was good, but it wasn't New York style pizza.
Okay.
Y'all from New York, y'all know. New York got the best pizza. Chicago, I think Chicago's a close second.
I hear about Chicago. They got good pizza. I had New York pizza before. I give it credit, but listen, it ain't CT. But you know, it's all love. It's all love.
Nah, it was alright though. It was alright.
We're not here for the pizza though.
Facts. So
I'm just joking.
True. We not. We got some legends here today. You guys have history, man. Like, how many years have you guys been doing this?
Man, we've been doing this for a while. Like, as far as like racing wise, I think we really got into racing in like 06, like actually like street racing, like stuff like that. But I was back in 08. I was like, I want to say I was like 16 or maybe even 15 years old. He's a real OG. Like I'm talking about back racing when we were like, and to be honest with you, before Instagram came out, before all that hype stuff, like only YouTube was out.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of people that are viewing where like how old they are, but like you should know. You grew up in the 90s?
I'm 33.
All right, so you remember getting the AOL discs in the mail? Like all that?
AOL Messenger, all that stuff.
All right, cool.
Messages,
MySpace, LimeWire, all that. So we grew up in that era, no cell phones or whatever. So like used to watch a lot of YouTube. So like YouTube and stuff like made you like motivate you to build your car. So, and obviously watching him, he's a lot older, not a lot older than me, but he's older than me. So like growing up as a kid, like, you know, you have people that you look up to, stuff like that. Like I seen his car was racing in the street. So I was like, all right, I want to do that, you know, when I get some money. So
you inspired Sonic pretty much to, without even knowing, to start into Hondas and stuff? Or
to be honest, what really set it off, and I'll be honest with you, he was racing this one dude on the street, bro. And I kid you not, like I think it was a Skunk 2 car. I don't know. You could probably talk more about an Exit 10. Like, it wasn't a Skunk 2. It was like a Skunk 2 sponsored car.
Yeah. You know what? Listen. Rest in peace, VIP. and Patico, that's his name.
Vitico, yeah.
Yeah. Me and him was racing. He came to CT from New York. He had like one of the first K Series turbo cars, and he was racing my B Series Integra.
And mind you, this is back like, just to give you guys a date. I'm talking about back like, I think we're like 05, 06. It
might have been a little after that, maybe.
But I think it was like 08 or something.
Yeah,
like
it might have been a little after that. But he came to CT because he was looking for races in New York, and he can't find a race out there. So he came to CT, lined it up with my Integra. We went at it. It was a real close race. I spun like first through third, and then fourth I hooked, and I came past him just like a little nose. But real stand-up dude, bro. I can't front. Real stand-up dude, man. RIP to him. I mean, respect. Always, VIP.
And it was epic because like these cars are obviously back then like big tires, like cars that you see at the racetrack back when like E-Town was open, all that. Street, though. And you see them on the street, and it's like, oh, that's dope. You know, it's like, and how much people were there, and it's like I said, all this before like social media, like YouTube I think at the time, but it wasn't like, bro, there was like I think Razors had just came out, like you know.
Nah, YouTube didn't come out yet. You don't think YouTube was out in 06, right?
But eventually, I think they put those videos
like
out.
Our high school time,
like, it was on forums. Like weren't forums like big?
B20 VTEC,
Honda Tech, K20A, like all that.
So that's where you would find most of the races back then before pretty much YouTube and I guess Nice Ones and
Nice Ones too. Yeah.
Yo, bro, I remember watching Driver B, and then what's that dude that built the K series from Cali? What's his name? Jerry built. I used to watch a lot of them on YouTube, like. And I remember us putting our first K-swap together, like we had to read the forms to put this car together. And it took me about a year to put a K-swap like correct and nice in the car. It was insane, like the times that we grew up in.
Was that first K-series you put together, was that the EM1?
Yeah, that's
that was the EM1.
Yeah, EM1.
So who was like the first one to put like a K-swap in
our area here?
CT?
Just people have reached out and said like I was the first one to do this and put this
on. There was a forum, what's the crew? 13203.
Yeah, Bridgeport.
Yes.
Bridgeport.
13203.
I got to give Bridgeport.
Nick, NH Swaps, RIP to him too.
Rest in peace,
These are like
Nick.
all OG guys in the game too. KJ Built, Chubby, is their crew.
They were the first people, well at least over here, to have a K-swap in the EG. And I kid you not, that thing was like, it was crazy.
And
it was like, he was like ahead of his time back then. It was crazy, man. It was like,
what year was this that he did that?
Bro, this is still back forum days.
Yeah,
like,
this is forum.
This was before anything came out, and it's like, it was insane.
What shop? Well, you know what shop did that?
Well,
it was a crew, 13203.
Okay.
That's what that name is.
But there wasn't really that much information, like as far as putting a K-swap into EG.
No, there wasn't like now. It's like, all right, where it's like you got a recipe. No, it's like, all right, cool, R&D. You know, it's like I remember putting a K-swap in an automatic car, and it's like I had to research how to jump the auto, like the switch.
To start the car.
Yeah, start the car. It was like there's so much reading to do, you know. But these new kids got it good.
Yeah. K-series is like everywhere now. Yeah, so how many years do you think it took to for people to catch on and start putting K-swaps in?
I think like 2010.
2010?
2010 is like things like really set it off. And I even remember when like the all-wheel drive platform like really set it off. I could tell you right now who's the person that set it off. John Little. So he had that blue Captiva EG up here in Wallingford.
Fox. He
had put together this all-wheel drive. EG was K-series. The car was K-series, and he ended up selling the car to CLM, Cunha, and then they did like their work to the car, or whatever. Took the car to the track. Car went 9s, and people were like, "Holy shit!" Or it went 8s or 9. I think he went 8s, but that was like the first car here, from my knowledge, that it was all-wheel drive. That basically like broke the internet, you know, like, and Cunha like had that car down, like he had a. Ever since then, all-wheel drive. That's what set it off.
Yo, and the guy that actually did the car, he's like little race innovations. Like he's heavy in the muscle cars. He don't even look at Honda.
And I feel like he didn't get
that much credit.
He didn't get the credit for it that he deserved. To be honest with you, because like he was the one that built that car, and he wasn't even a Honda dude. He was like a fabricator, and he's great at what he does. And then like obviously from a tuning standpoint, like respect to Cunha too, like what he did with the car was amazing, you know, like they brought that platform to like what it is today.
Yeah, definitely.
But as far as like where it's generated and started, I give credit to John 100%. But
CT.
For the all-wheel drive.
For all-wheel drive. I couldn't tell you who did the first K-swap, but like I remember watching K-swaps on YouTube. Jerry Built was like huge into K-swaps, and he was an older dude, so I figured I don't
probably
know.
Had history before even YouTube.
Correct.
Yeah.
Before even YouTube came out.
A lot of these guys had history before YouTube came out. Like back in the day, drag racing to me, like the top dogs was like T1, Tony Paulo, Chris Miller. Bro, we loved English Town. Like if you ever dragged race at English Town, like you come from under that bridge, it's like, all right, let's shake the nervousness right now.
E-Town was different.
You just see that whole track, you see the bridge. It's crazy, bro. You'll never get that feeling again.
That's pretty much like the closest track to you guys.
Lebanon is close, but like to get that like experience, like that real like racer experience, E-Town was like where it was at. Because like you got like New York, New Jersey, you got like people from everywhere come there. That way it was pretty dope. You know, it's like it's also the same thing like racing at Maryland. It's like, all right, cool. I get to see all the Florida people, like people from everywhere. That's why I love going to Maryland. You start going up to like New Hampshire, it's like, all right, cool. Like I see you every day on Instagram, bro.
It's like, you steal the same people and shit like that. Yeah. What kind of like sparked the idea to, well, because obviously you have a shop now, but there's a lot of history before that, right? So was this always a goal for you to kind of have a shop?
Yeah, it was. Because we started like a long time ago, so that this was definitely the goal.
Okay.
Like we always worked towards this every single day, and then I want to say we accomplished this like almost 7 years ago, but we've been open for like 4 years.
Was there a demand though, or was this something that you guys are working on your own cars and you just needed the space, or was it something that you wanted to like start with business?
It was just more so like one of those things where we kept on getting work done from different people. So it was like, it'd be good to have like a roof where we could just do everything under one roof. And plus also we sell cars too. So we wanted a place where we can sell cars and stuff like that, just do everything under one roof. So that's how but this was definitely the end all be all type of thing.
Honestly, where I'd say it was generated, you know, not to get like too crazy with it, but like younger, when growing up, my father had like used car dealerships or whatever. Okay. And when I was young, my father passed away, and then like he got sick. Like, bro, we grew up like, bro, poor. I'm talking about like couldn't afford food, poor. You know, like my mom had 5 kids, whatever. Damn. And then but it was sold all that, whatever. And then it was just always like a dream, it was a goal to like, all right, cool, let me just build back up what my father started, you know?
You know what the crazy part is? There's a shop across the street. I'll show you when you leave out here. We used to rent that shop across the street, and my dad used to always dream of one in this building. It's crazy how things work out, man. And then fast forward, like after he passed away, this was like years ago when we were younger, and I remember him always coming over here asking the owner if he wanted to sell the place, and the guy would never want to sell it.
It's crazy because like we didn't have the money to buy this place, you know. It's like, all right, cool, like we finally got like enough money from everybody, like, all right, cool, let me buy this. And then this place was closed, bro. It took us, I think, like 4 years to renovate it because just everything is just super expensive, bro. Pavement at the time, I'm talking about like almost $100,000, you know. It's like, bro, I don't know how old we were when we bought this, but like,
I'm talking about like 7 years ago. So I'm 34, so almost like, I don't know, like 26 years old.
Like none of this, a lot of people like see me on social media or whatever, and it's like, all right, cool, this dude got money or got cars or whatever, but like we came from a humble place, you know. It's like, all right, like I came from nothing, so I know what it feels like to have nothing, you know. So like they just see you with money, it's like, all right, cool. It's like, it's not that, like visually it doesn't, you know, like I built all this from scratch. Yeah. And it means a lot more to me. Like I'd rather go that way, you know, looking at it now versus like, all right, cool, I had money. It's like maybe my attitude wouldn't have been the same, or maybe, you know, it's like it gives me a different perspective on life, you know, like overall, even just in general.
What do you think it was about this place that your dad like wanted it so bad though back then when he growing up?
Probably location.
Yeah, probably location.
Like, just a bigger space, because the place across the street was just like, I remember
it's smaller. You could probably maybe like fit 12 cars on the lot.
2 bay garage in there, and I remember as a kid, my brother was pulling he was like 10 or 12.
My dad had a big tow truck back then, right?
Yo, brother was pulling a swap out of a flatbed, bro, by himself.
Probably like maybe middle school days, so I had to have been like maybe 11, 12 years old. My dad used to have this big red tow truck back in the day, and he used to throw like these Corvette engines inside of this big tow truck, and he used to always blow engines. So every time it blew engines, I'd have to jump inside the bay, bro, and like work on this truck. I used to hate it when I was a kid.
Yeah, but that's like how we always had a love for cars since then. So that's like how all that started, you know. And then like me and him worked full-time jobs for like 10 years. I want to say like, bro, straight 10 years. And I would just sell cars on the side, like to get extra money to help my mom out and stuff like that. But like 10 years working a regular job is like crazy too. And I started working when I was 13. I remember when I first got my working papers, because like you need a school to sign off on it when you're 14. And it was pretty dope. And me and him, like, bro, nonstop, like working, even till today, bro. I love the work.
So to kind of like explain like how we got the place, right? So I used to work at AutoZone, which is literally like 2 blocks away. So I used to work at AutoZone, and I used to work in a commercial department, like delivering parts and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
So one thing that, like, you know, when you're in grind mode, what my father taught me is to like always network with people. You never know who you're gonna need later on in the future.
Yep.
So I used to always deliver parts here and all over and stuff like that. So I was really cool with the guys here. And then at the time when we were like saving up money and stuff like that, where we wanted to get a shop, because we live in this town also. Yeah. I was passing by one day, and then I seen them like trucks outside moving out and stuff like that. So I stopped. I said, "Hey, what are you guys doing? Like, are you guys moving or whatnot?" He's like, "Yeah, man, taxes is too much for us. We can't really afford the place anymore." And then they gave me the owner's number, which ended up, because the guy that owned it passed away too, and it was the 2 daughters that ran the place, and they didn't even live in the state.
Bro, so this place was a dump.
I was gonna say, was it open when?
Yeah, it was like a cheap auto rental, but it was like run down, and they were like renting it out. Roof was
caved in. It was all dirt. Like,
this is like one of the nicer spots on. Like,
on the strip, the town. This place used to be like a bright yellow color.
I was about to say the yellow. I was just about to say the yellow.
And it was the yellow, bad. Bro. The town was so happy when we got the place, and once we cleaned it up, they're like, "Yo, you guys did an amazing job," and they were like so happy because we cleaned up like the corner pretty much for them.
Super clean for like the strip, basically. Yeah. Like on the way here.
Yeah, everybody always, like, Ty Boogie was here. He's like, "Yo, I thought you guys were like a rich neighborhood by what I see online."
He was saying that too when he came in.
Yeah, I was like, you guys just did the you said you redo the.
I do the pavement. I seal the pavement almost every year.
It was like clean. I'm like, damn.
You know, like growing up, so like even just speaking overall, it's like one thing that me and him learned, because we sell, like, I buy and sell whatever, you know, like, so pictures. Like, photos do everything for your sale, right? So like you put something on nice pavement or whatever, it's like it's gonna sell quick. It looks good visually. So same thing outside. If someone looks at the outside of the shop, like, all right, this is nice, you know. Same thing selling a car. It's like, if you take a picture in the grass versus you take a picture on the pavement.
Told me,
bro.
I used to sell cars, no lie, bro. Right? I used to sell cars, and I used to be like, "Yo, I can't sell this car, bro." And he's like, "What do you mean?" And I show him the picture. The backdrop was trash. He was like, "This is why you can't sell the car. The backdrop is trash." He was like, "Yo, look at this picture." I was like,
the customer's looking.
The
customer's looking for something specific, right? And it's like, all right, cool. If you can avoid showing the car, or you just want someone to call you, you know, and that way it's like it's over from there. But like, the key thing is just photos that you could get them to call you, and then, you know, show them the car. The car could be a bucket, and you could take a picture in a great area. You're gonna get people to come out there and take a look at it, you know.
And first impression is everything too. The way we wanted to build the shop is like, you know, doing bills and stuff for people. You want to come in and be able to feel comfortable spending your money. If this place looked like a shithole, you're not gonna trust the place at all to do any work on your car. So,
all right, time out. I gotta tell you, bro, do not play about the shop. If you spill windshield washer fluid, no. If you spend oil, anything, he's getting the mop, bro. He don't play.
Bro, he powder coated the dyno plates. Yes, that's how it was.
I didn't even realize that.
Bro, he powder coated the dyno. Yo, I lost it.
It's
I was
clean
like,
here.
It's clean.
It's almost to the point where it's like, do you guys even work in here?
We did the floors like 5 years ago, which is crazy.
Yo, it's crazy.
Bro, he's outside with a leaf blower, bro, every Friday, just cleaning the lot.
Early in the morning.
Is that because of that, or it's just because you have OCD with
you know what it is? It's one of those things, you work hard for something and you want to take care of it. And then on top of that too, my OCD just won't let me, like, if I see something, like, I won't be able to sleep sometimes because of it.
Was any of this inspired from Pops? Younger?
Yeah, my dad. I used to watch my dad. I kid you not. He used to be in the bathroom.
My dad had OCD, bro.
He used to clean the bathroom, not with bleach, with gasoline. I swear to God.
Bro, that shit used to come out mint. I promise you that.
Gasoline.
The alcohol kill everything.
Bro, you ever clean anything like M1 fuel or like actual race fuel? Shit.
That's like rubbing alcohol, no? Like even stronger than that, probably. Yeah. That's crazy.
You know, it's crazy. Like, we knew Bari. Like, I think I met Bari when I was like 13 too. Like, it's I can only count a few hands, like, people that actually know me, you know, that like watch me grow up versus some of these dudes on there. It's like, oh, they got money. Like, nah, bro. Like, Bari watched us grow up the entire time too. We were kids when we met him. He used to race my car for me when I was like 13, 14.
I remember
Bari's a driver.
Yeah, at the time, because he was like an OG in the game, right? So he's like one of those dudes, like, in our area that we looked up to that had a fast Honda at the time. So
you look young though. How old are you?
No, he's probably not even that much older than us.
Y'all talking like he's like 45 or something.
He's probably
I'm not saying 45 is old.
Like,
if you want to say his age, he could, but I'm all right now. I'm 31.
I'm 34.
Oh, so okay, like we're.
But he's what, like 38?
38. Yeah.
30.
Okay,
so we got to
so
think about it. Back
okay.
then, we were like maybe 16, 17. So he's like 20 years old, 21 years old, older than us, enough to where he had more experience racing and stuff like that. So
and he knew the streets too, because like. We live like it's not a great neighborhood here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, it's one thing like you go out there, and it's another thing. It's like, all right, cool. You got to know who you're dealing with. The street, same thing. It's like racing in New York. Like I mean to bring that up because like racing in New York and New Jersey, it's different. I don't care where you've raced at in your lifetime. New York, and New York and New Jersey, bro. You go out to a street race out there, I promise you, it's nowhere like have you ever been before. And those dudes will hustle you. I promise you. One thing I learned about New York, bro, I will not let no dude out there hustle me. It's like they'll try to get as much as they can from you, and they're like, all right, let me get the break. Let me get this, and then. What I realized too, I'm not saying this for everybody in New York. I'm just saying this because it's just my experience. What happened? These dudes would try to, you jumped, you crossed lane, you did this, and they try to any way not to pay you. And if you don't stand up for yourself, I promise you they're gonna walk all over you. And it's like that's how we all came cool. It's like, all right, cool, come as a group to New York, New Jersey, and I promise you, we have not left one night without like if we won the race, we were getting paid. We were leaving with our money, and I promise you that. And it's like. You don't let nobody walk on you. Like these new era kids or whatever, they be trying everything. Like
that's a fact.
Bro, it's so wild. Like I love drag racing. That's just what I do. I'm saying it don't matter. Cars, bikes, jet skis, whatever. But I watch like some of the YouTube stuff now, and like this dude would be like, I'm not paying you because you told me you had 600 horsepower, but you got 650, and you beat me by half a car. So now I'm not paying you because you lied. Like what, bro?
And you know what the problem is in today?
That's weird.
That's how it is.
These new BMW kids, that's weird. Like what do you mean, bro? Yeah. I'm not gonna pay you because you chose to give the break, which is a gamble, right? I think it was a BMW and a Trackhawk that race. The dude said he's not paying the BMW because the Trackhawk gave him the break. The BMW actually won, which is break is a gamble. It can turn into couple tenths of a second, it could turn into a half a second, it could turn into a whole second. It's a gamble. You still lost, my man. He should have paid that BMW. He didn't get paid. That's crazy.
And the problem with today's racing or whatever, and I'm sure you guys will agree, is everyone's scared to lose. It's like back then when we were racing, there was no social media. We raced heads up. Like there was no like, all right, let me get the brake, let me get this. We dropped the hands or whatever. I fuck with the flashlight. Like the flashlight is cool now because like, all right, you leave on the light, no problem. But like, everybody's scared to lose and everybody's looking for a GW. It's like, which I get it if you got a big name for yourself, so you're scared to lose. But like, I think the internet like ruined racing, like straight up.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the people who are like OGs, they always kind of say the same thing. Like
I hate the internet. I love it, but I hate it at the same time.
Because if you lose, you get humiliated, left and right.
The internet always wins, bro. I promise you.
It's mostly the younger crowd, though. I feel like if the older people, like the OGs, kind of know like. If you lose a race, it's respect. You kind of
they
next
know.
time, bro. Like that's it.
But
it's fun. It's friendly. It's friendly shit.
These young dudes bring racing to a complete different level now. It's like there's so much stipulation, so much this, so much shit talking, so they can put it on their Instagram and they can do whatever. But like I watch some of these videos, bro, and I just laugh. I'm just like, yo, ain't no way.
It's different. It's different. Times is different now because like back in the day, like if you go back to like PD small block, like back the era, they didn't have all this internet stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I could race 8 people, stretch them out, and then come and race you. You won't even know about my car still.
Yeah.
Now I race one race, bro, and they already know what to expect from my car. That's why a lot of times I tell people at the end, if you got them stretched out, pat the gas.
Do you guys feel like Street Outlaws kind of changed the game too?
No, not out here.
In terms of the realities aspect of it, where it's like there's drama involved in street racing and off the light and all that stuff. Like, do you feel like any of that has any influence on how street racing has changed at all?
No, I don't think so.
No, especially not out here. Maybe somewhere else, but out here I wouldn't even say it even did anything at all. To be honest, I mean, there's always drama in racing all the time.
if you know like street racing, if you just go down south, like it's always shit talking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people can handle the shit talking, some people can't.
I think it's just an East Coast thing, honestly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's normal. Even
it's normal out here.
Yeah.
Whether it's car show stuff or racing or whatever the case is, it's just normal.
And I say Street Outlaws, just I'm not trying to name that, but that's a popular show that kind of I'm sure had inspiration for
to the people that know how to negotiate. They don't know how to talk that shit. Street Outlaws helped them. It helped people beg for a spot or shit like that.
Yeah,
I feel like Street Outlaws helped them.
In that sense, I'm not saying anything bad about the show.
It did.
I'm just saying, like, when you're seeing something like that as a young kid, or even when you're younger and you're watching that, that's pretty much what you're used to seeing. So maybe you might go into a race that way.
If you want inspiration, bro, just go out to one of these races and just watch it go down.
Yeah.
You know, it's like what it is. That's what like me growing up too is like going to his races. And it's like, yo, he will make you race your car whether you don't want to race it or not. I promise you, he'll start talking shit. And I'm like, yo, all right, cool. Then we went to a race with him. I'm just like, all right, cool. But like Bart, he ended up being on our team or whatever. But like I remember going to Nutty Muddy, and it's like he just let everybody have it. Like he says it how it is. You know, he keeps it blunt. You know, it's like, yo, you trying to hustle. You know, like straight up, and people don't like it because he calls them out on it.
Yeah, Nutty Muddy. I mean, I ain't gonna front. Everybody that knows or watched it or actually was there that raced in it, Nutty Muddy events at the time. I don't know how the last one was at Lebanon because it took away the street environment. So it was like you still had a track. You still got to have these track rules. So I wasn't that into it. But like the airport events, to me, them shits was everything.
Cause it was street. It was. I get it where people gonna talk shit. It's not the streets. Like, yeah, cool. You're not worrying about cops. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like as far as surface to surface, it's the same. You know, it's just the spectators are there. The same people that were in the street were racing there, which was cool. Like bringing it back now, it's like we used to race at the track back then. Like. And then people used to talk shit to us. Oh, your car will never do good on the street. Da da da.
And then I remember going to the track because we used to race a lot of IFO events. We used to race in a Force Induction Pro. And I remember people always talking shit like, oh, you guys are only going there getting the easy races. But in these classes, right, we had all-wheel drive cars. We had rotaries, Evo, like you name it, fast-ass cars. So then this was like what? When was Nutty Money
I
come
couldn't
out?
even tell you. There was 3 events that like really set it off. It started off little by little. Or
but
whatever.
Nutty Money was like one of the bigger ones for us for sure.
Yeah, I'm saying, but they had 3 different events. But it was like we went to all
airports,
of them. Yeah.
So like to the bigger airport.
Because all the heavy hitter like street racers would go to these events like to Nutty Money and stuff like that.
And this is tri-state or just Connecticut?
New York.
Yeah, like tri-state area.
Tri-state shit,
Well, everybody was invited. It's just if you wanted to go, you know, just pull up.
But pretty much all the heavy hitters from the tri-state area, if you had a fast, pretty much Honda. And it was open to everybody else too, but mostly like all the Honda guys there used to be there.
Yeah, the last event before Lebanon, before he took a break from it and everything, as you can see, it grew. It went from front-wheel drive class, because at first it was just front-wheel drive class. Remember
it was all motor, it was all motor and front-wheel drive.
Front-wheel drive. It was never no rear-wheel drive. Then he got like a rear-wheel drive class. He got an all-wheel drive class. Like the shit was dope.
Yeah.
But then I don't know what happened, but the events was crazy.
Bro, it was so crazy. I left out of there almost $100,000.
That was
what?
Because
that last event from
what are we talking about?
Bro, we grudge raced every round.
Every round, bro. I promise you, it's like one thing about grudge racing. I don't know what I do or whatever. Is for me, it's not like about the race. Like for me, I started doing this like about the money, bro. It was like all right, bro. Because some of these dudes go out there and race like, yo, I'll race you for $1,000. Like, yo, I don't want the respect, bro. I want the money. Like, yo, I got $1,200 clutch in my car. What's $1,000 gonna do for me? So ever since then, bro, I just been like, all right, cool. I'm gonna put $10,000 on my car. I'm gonna put $20,000. Like, I'm just gonna gamble. It's like, yo, I know what my car got. You know?
Yeah.
So like, street racing too, same mentality. My boy Cacho, like me and him, same thing. Put the money up, whatever. You win, you lose, you know? But like last Nutty Money, bro, we left home with like damn near $100,000 with the event win.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What?
Every round, bro, I just put whatever.
And these are all racing all Hondas.
Yeah.
Well, in our class,
In our class,
yeah. It was a front wheel drive shootout. I ain't gonna front. That was like, damn. That was crazy.
All the OG, all the heavy hitter cars pretty much was there.
I'll say straight up, like the race that was like anticipated was the high boost race. Like
I remember going up to the line, right? And obviously we're not from.
Before we bring it up, before we even bring up the race, we'll bring up like how it transpired, because like it was a lot of online back and forth on Instagram or whatever. Bro, I remember we were beefing with I don't got no beef with any of these dudes. Like I was talking shit to
it's like
Pharaoh,
racing stuff.
to Carlito, but like
Pharaoh, that's my guy, but this how it went back.
All respect to these dudes, bro, because those same dudes put in the work in the street. Like their car is fast. Like don't take anything away from them. Their car beat pretty much everything they race in the street.
Facts.
Like I remember them racing like every week, bro, and beating everything that they race, and no one would race their car.
Yeah, that car was like untouchable back then.
K-Series.
It was a Superman car. It was Carlito's car, and then obviously the high boost, like the whole crew or whatever. So like. We used to talk shit. They're like, oh, you only go to IFOs or whatever. They used to talk shit to me. It's like, oh, you got a track car, you got a track car, you got a track car. And I was like, all right, yo, bro, okay. All right. So I went to the first 2 Nutty Muddies, whatever. I don't think they were there at the time. So I raced them at the last one. And how much did we race? I think 60 grand, 30 grand. It was a lot of money.
It's on YouTube still.
I think it started with like 18
60.
aside, and then it just climbed up.
And
I think it was like a 40 grand pot.
It was like a 40 grand pot.
So this race was hyped up for I want to say like a month and a half, 2 months, right? And we finally get there, whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. At the time, I think I was fasting. It was Ramadan, and then like Bar was just talking for me because like it was hot. It was like 90 degrees out that time. Oh, shit. And then like I think we raced for it was like 30 grand. The videos on YouTube it was like how to make 30 grand in like 8 seconds or something or whatever. But like it was all New York and Jersey there, and everybody would bet against us. Like if I had an extra 30 grand in my pocket that day, I could have put it on myself or whatever. I could have got all of it from the crowd because they all. And it sucks, like, rolling up to the line. It's like everyone's against you, the underdog.
It was crazy because it's like, you ever been to World Cup?
Last year, yeah.
It was almost like World Cup ball.
Rolling into the line. And everybody. And
you got the gates closed off. You got everybody behind the gate.
I felt good.
Oh, it wasn't. Yeah, okay. I got it.
I felt good about it.
Everybody's talking shit to us, going up to the line. You guys can get fucked up, all this crazy shit. And then, you should have seen everybody's
Bar
face.
almost fought like them. It's like, they got like face to face. It got crazy over there.
I felt good about it, though.
And then after, everybody was quiet after.
It was dope because, like, when I won the race, I think I beat him by like a car or whatever. When I won the race or whatever, they're in the front so no one sees. Right? He had me like first, second, third gear, right? My car was spinning. And then like in the back, it looks like he beat me like from the back shot of the car, you know? So everyone's on the line screaming because they got the YouTube video out like, like it looks like I got beat, but like I took him out, like fourth gear came and just went around him, right? And then like the guy's talking on the walkie-talkie to them and you can see in the video, it's like, yo, who won? The guy's not responding. Then you're like, who won? And then when they said my name on the thing, bro, like everybody else around was quiet. And it was only my team that was like cheering for me, which was so dope. And it's like after then, it's like, all right, cool. Like, I respect to them too. And then it's like respect us too for what we do. It's like
Farrell came over after and showed us respect and stuff too. So I got a lot of respect for Farrell and stuff too.
Yeah, Farrell and Carlito. Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to the whole High Boost team too, man.
But they put in that work in the street.
Yeah.
Like
they're OGs in the game for sure. Yeah. And then we still see him at the track. We race with them and stuff like that. He races all-wheel drive.
Still Civic, to this day, he's still like, his car is fast.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah,
he's definitely on the top 10. What are you, like third or fourth now in the world?
The last event he did. I think.
Like 740 or something.
That coupe moving.
Yeah,
that's moving.
Definitely.
We coming for you once Cacho come out though.
So, do you think that event kind of like you kind of earn your respect with that one from the people?
First, for as far as street stuff, yeah, for sure. But like coming into street racing too is like it was tough because like I had a lot of learning to do. I said, Bar was driving my car. I want to say for like maybe the first 6 months to a year. I was only 13 when I built my car. People used to talk shit to me too for having to drive my car, but people didn't know how old I was.
You should back up a little bit and kind of. Because this story kind of like backs up to like how he got his name and how he met Bar and stuff like that. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. This episode of the Street Alpha Podcast is brought to you by Race Motive. Bring your car from the streets to the track at Race Motor Racing events in 2024. From Pocono Raceway, Maryland International Raceway, New Jersey Motorsports Park, and new this year, Maple Grove Raceway, Race Motive brings you top-tier roll racing events. Their Olympic-style grading system ensures precise measurements for fair competition. From the high-friction NASCAR surface at Pocono to fully prepped drag strips, every race promises excitement and fairness. So bring yourself and your car and use Street Alpha Pod for 10% off all tickets whether you spectate or race at racemotive.com. Don't miss your chance to race with the best. I was gonna say, like, going back to that, like, how'd you well, you guys obviously met, but like, did Sonic come from street racing, or is that something that you
the crazy part is that's the car right there that we've had all these years. So that's the car that started.
That's where it started.
Yeah, but it used to be like a street car, so it used to look like a full street car at first.
So back he had his car. He used to call his Integra Batman or whatever, which I get back then. It's like, all right, cool. You name your car after like superhero or something fast or strong or whatever. So like my car was blue. I was like, you know what's fast? That's blue, and it's Sonic. And when I tell people my name is Mahmoud, and it's like, all right, people be like, what? And even in school too, be like, what, Muhammad? Or I was like, yo, nah, bro. So it's like Sonic just stuck, and it's like, yo, what's your name? Just call me Sonic, bro. It's like it's easy. It's like you can remember it or whatever. So people used to just call me that. I just didn't tell them that, like, and it just stuck. And then I remember back then, like, I built my car, and then shit was so expensive back in the day. I had to lie to my brother and tell him, like, I put a cage in. I spent like 10 grand at fabrication, right? Back in like 2008. And then I told my brother, yeah, it cost 2 grand. He was like, oh, that's a good deal. And like, yo, my bill, I think it was like 10 or 20 grand. It's like, when we first started, he wasn't like for it, because like it was like a waste of money. It's like, because
at the time, like, I'm more like business oriented and stuff like that, and like this is time like when my dad kind of passed away. So it's like, and like I said, this was our goal, to get this shop. So it's like you're working towards this goal, and I was like, you over here trying to waste time on a stupid race car when we could put money to something.
I used to just.
But I remember him telling me back then, it's like, yo, I want to be known, like. I want people to know who I am.
I just want to build a name for myself.
Yeah, the same way how like when you heard Batman back in the day, is like he wants to be known too. Like he wants to have a name for himself in the street. So
yeah, so that's basically how it all transpired. But before this car, I had like K-Swap, my EM1, and then I was just like doing a bunch of street racing, like single cams, turbo cars, B16s, like you name it. Like we had whatever, you know.
Because back then in New Haven, right, we had like 2 spots that we used to race at. Like everybody would meet up at these 2 strips and just race
every
all
Friday
night
and
long.
Saturday night, bro.
So whatever you had, it didn't matter who you lined up with. During this time was like the best time, man. You just come up to the line. It could be a B series car. You could have a single cam and just race all night long, laugh, joke. It was just like good times back then, you know. So.
Did you guys travel at all back then too?
No, New Haven, like, bro, was so big that like people used to travel from different states to come to New Haven to race, like to have fun. So New Haven's what like kind of set off like racing in general, because this was back like, bro,
Chapel Park, bro. Remember Chapel Park?
Bro, this was back. I don't remember how old it is, but even me growing up, I was like 12 going to the races just to go watch.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, back then, I mean, New Haven was popping. Sometimes we'll go to Hartford sometimes.
New Haven is still popping.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't be out there as much because I just choose not to, but it's still popping. I ain't even gonna front. I be seeing the videos, or I might ride through. I'd be like, damn, it's crazy. But we used to go up to Hartford. We used to go up to Mass sometimes. I even did Hunts Point before back then. Just to see like the different, you know, car scenes and racing and shit like that, and it was just popping.
So being that you guys have been to numerous different spots in the drag racing, or no, I'm sorry, the street racing scene, what do you think was like the most popping? Not non-biased, like where it's obviously you guys from Connecticut.
I'm not gonna lie.
As far as
CT
money
was popping.
Yeah, it's different. So these are like fun street races. Like you just take your car and go have fun.
CT was popping, but I ain't gonna lie, New York.
Yeah, New York, 100%. It was nothing, and even till today, like there's nothing like a New York setting. I'll say that because like you go to a setting up here in Connecticut, it's like you go to a highway or like something small or whatever. New York, bro, you got like the highway is always packed.
Big city,
bright
lights.
So it's like the setting racing in New York is completely different. I remember dudes were setting up races to Connecticut people that lived in Connecticut, went to New York to go race just to get like hype. Yeah, they just wanted the hype, you know.
Being that New York is probably like, I guess the most exciting, do you think it's more of like the crowd or just the energy, the money? Because you mentioned money too. Like I don't know if that's even a factor as well. Because there were some races that happened in Maryland too that were big races that, you know.
Yeah, I think it's just the crowd for one and the money. But the problem with New York is like trying to get that money after you win. That's the issue here. That's like that's the biggest problem I see. Like some dudes are cool about it. They lost, they pay up. Some of those dudes, bro, 90% of the races that I've been to, no one gets paid. It's like, what's the point of racing? Like, and I realized that mad times. Like every time I go to New York, it's like you gotta really work to try to argue to get your money, or it's not happening. They're gonna leave and go home.
No, that's facts.
You need a stand-up dude. Like everybody not stand-up. I'm not even going front. New York is not built for the weak. You know what I'm saying? Like if you not mentally built, if you're not, I ain't gonna say so much physical, but like you gotta really be like mentally built to handle street racing in New York. Because if you're not from there, I best believe 70% of people from New York and they rooting for that New York car. 30%, it's only you. You got dudes yelling at you. You got girls yelling at you.
Yeah.
50% mind game, 50% racing.
They just try to see how much they could get away with, how much they could like, all right, cool. This dude doesn't really care about getting paid. I'm gonna keep my money and leave. It's like they're gonna try to say every little bit, like jump in, cross the lane. Like even when Bari raced that night too, it's like it was crazy.
So I don't know if should we even go into that right now? Like,
I mean, can the people handle that? I don't know. Like, can they really handle that? I don't know.
So for those who are watching and listening, you guys have probably seen that viral video on Instagram with the S2000, black S2000.
Yeah.
And ran Hesi. Did a crazy ass launch. Looked like he was kind of losing control a little bit. Almost hit a trailer and then ended up winning the race still. That was a super viral moment for, I guess, street racing. I think that's probably one of the most
craziest race
That
ever.
was some fucking driving in that video.
Yeah.
We weren't there. I forgot. I think we were at a track event that night. And
I was at World Cup.
Yeah, I was at World Cup.
It was at Track World Cup. We was at the Street World Cup. But yeah, that's how it went.
This was this last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I had to take a year off. It was crazy.
And just for the viewers watching, Bari had an Integra back in the day. This S2000 wasn't the car that that he had back in the day. He just built this car I don't want to say recent, but like it's his most recent car.
Yeah, this is my most recent car, S2000.
Shout out to the S2Ks. Everybody knows I'm an S2K guy.
Some people get upset with it because it's not stick shift anymore. It's actually auto now.
Okay.
But it was stick shift for a while. I used to have a V160 super transmission in it.
Right.
I ran that for a while.
So how long has it been auto?
When it came out that year.
Okay.
It was auto for that year.
Wait, so the dudes that are crying are racing you automatic cars and you got automatic?
Yes. Now I'm auto.
Doesn't make any sense.
I drove stick shift for a while. Like I said, I had the Supra, the Get Rag V160 in there, which is a nice transmission. But
expensive too.
Oh my gosh, bro. I sent it to Freedom Engineering to have like synchros rebuilt in second gear. They hit me for like $6,000.
I wish a Honda transmission was $6,000.
I'm like, what? I got synchros in one gear,
bro. You got it good.
Freedom Engineer hit me for $6,000.
You got it good. Freaking
yeah, but that transmission itself that's what is it like? Was it 15?
Now it's 15. When I bought that tranny back in the day, I think I bought it for like $7,000.
It's crazy. The prices are insane. The market's crazy.
Right
Bro, everybody's using them now.
Bro, to build a car today, and it's like a lot of people don't realize it. And when people call a shop here every day, it's like, to build a motor car, like nice, probably $100,000. To build like an all-wheel drive, like all out, like badass car, you spending like $150, $200, and it's like insane to say that right now because like $200,000 in a Honda is insane. But is there $200,000 in these cars? Hell yeah, like all day.
Like Frustrate's car or Farrell's car, like those cars right there,
that level,
well over $100,000. Yeah,
I'd say more than $100,000. You know, it's insane how much stuff costs. And when people call a shop, it's like, how much to build? It's like, $100,000 is like me probably not even making money on it. It's like for someone, it's not even worth it to take your car in to build it. If you came to me tomorrow and be like, here's $100,000, I want to build this car, I'm gonna tell you no, straight like that, because it'll probably take me 6 months to a year to build your car, and it's like there's no money in that.
You can build cars for like $60,000, like all motor cars. I'm saying for like $60,000 to $70,000, but you can set that car, that $60,000 car next to a $100,000 car. You can be able to tell the difference between the two for sure.
So I guess the 6K is pretty much on par with the Honda stuff.
Yeah, the all-wheel drive stuff, man.
We're back in 2010.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm talking 2014, 2015-ish. Yeah. I still have my Integra, but I had bought the S2000 on the side. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? I want to do a turbo rear-wheel drive. Like I want Honda though, because I'm a Honda guy.
I did not approve of this.
He didn't approve of it.
He wanted to do a Fox body at first, and I was like,
so you didn't want to go with the Honda. You didn't want to go with the Honda.
I honestly just because I known him for a long time, and like he always, even when he had his act, like I could get with a Fox body. Like he's always like, because he used to. I'm not even joking, bro. Because he used to race all these Mustangs. He used to race all these domestics.
That's true.
So like,
and they were fast, right?
Oh my god,
bro, they were fast. Like I got beat by one.
Yeah,
like,
we raced domestics.
Yeah,
back in the day, front wheel drive never raced domestics. It was never front wheel drive versus rear wheel drive like that.
And he used to always be like, yo, I would love a Fox body. He could do some work, but he never got one. So it's like, he got the next best thing. He got S2000. It's like, yo, I always just like, I wasn't like a rear wheel drive person, you know. It's just, but he used to hang out with the domestic dudes too. So.
Okay.
Yo, let's go get a beer, bro.
Yo, he crazy. I don't even drink beer.
He was drinking Coors Light and Bud Light with them.
Thinking, bro. That's how I was thinking, right? So a Honda has front wheel drive has top end. We just missing the launch. I wasn't even thinking all-wheel drive back then. I'm just thinking, how can I run with these dudes?
Okay.
All right, you got a V8, you know what I'm saying? Rear wheel drive, they transferring the weight, it's pushing out. You know what I'm saying? Not pulling like a front wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
First, second is trash in the front wheel drive. Third gear, you start making ground.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, what can I build that actually can hang with these dudes? Okay, fuck it. Take the 4-cylinder motor, but have rear wheel drive. I could leave just like them, and I'm gonna have a.
But you left doing wheelies, bro.
I mean, before then, I was still figuring it out. But yeah,
that's 2000 need a wheelie.
How many transmissions did you have to go through to kind of realize that the stock one wasn't it?
So the stock transmission, we all know you can't put out more than 500 horsepower in the AP1, AP2 training. You're asking for it. So what I did was, back then you have full blown.
Yes,
motorsports.
I had some of the parts of my car too. Yeah.
You had Real Street.
Yeah.
They was doing their thing. Stock motors, they was pushing them joints. Nines like nothing. But you had to definitely get the training, etc.
Right.
So I bought that kit, bought the super transmission, had the 8.8 independent in the rear with the DSS 5.9 axles in the rear.
Was it they had the 300ZX rear too, right?
You had the 300ZX, but it wasn't what you really wanted. You wanted the Thunderbird Super Cool,
right?
The 8.8 in the rear with the 373 gears in the rear with a wave track LSD. Perfect street setup. You know what I'm saying? To go 8s. That's what I had.
And that was, you had a F20 or F22?
I had an F20 with a 6466.
Okay, so you had work that was a fully built motor, pretty much.
Oh, absolutely. That's the only way to come out. Yeah, only way to come out. Fully built. I had sent the head to what was the place in Cali?
Head Games? No.
Port Flow.
They're in Jersey.
Port Flow.
Port Flow. Okay.
Sent the head to Port Flow. Had him do his little thing. I had the block built in Virginia by what was that company that Miller used to deal with at the time? I forgot.
Victory?
Nah, they had an Integra with the wrap on the side back then. I forgot what it was called, but they did the block. But it lasted for a while. Just the super transmission, as everybody know. Look at Grannis. He know that the V160. I mean, he used to go fast with it, but it can't take the high revs.
Yeah.
You gotta rev a Honda out, bro. It's a 4-cylinder. You gotta rev it out. You know what I'm saying, with that stroke.
Yeah. So what were you revving to, like what, 10?
Yeah, 10. But you gotta be able to shift it fast. If not, you drop out of boost. You gotta be able to hit that shift quick.
Yo, Bari, take me back, bro. Take me back to the street race. You beating around the bush right now.
Which race?
I want to talk about the Hesi race.
Yeah, because we weren't there.
I wasn't there. So none of us were there. So I want to know like what happened, how he felt in the seat. I want to know like when his face was looking at the trailer. I was like, because that car went everywhere.
So that setup that you just mentioned, that was the original setup, right? That wasn't the setup that you had for.
That was the original setup. So I went through. I had the V160. Then after the V160, I was like, you know what? I need something that I really could bang gears with. So then I went with a T56, but I had G-Force gears. G-Force gears, first through fourth, T56 with 5 and 6, so I could still cruise on the highway.
Yeah.
That setup was badass. That one I would just pull it, bounce off the red limit and pull it. That was nice.
And that's 2000.
But it was tough because I used to be on the 26 inch slick at first. It started with 26 and slick, and then I end up getting some wider 26s up there. And then like I was like, yo, this ain't working. I need to go to a bigger tire because every like Mustang and stuff I raced, they got 28s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So their shit working on the street. So then I went to a 28 on my car, but at the same time, it was like, it's tough with street racing a stick shift car because some grounds are gripping, some grounds are not. So you either got to slip the clutch, and if you put the release valve, the hydraulic fluid release valve, you got to be able to go out there and test so you can figure out what jet works. So I was like, you know what? I need to be consistent. All these guys are running autos. Now, like when it came to me racing stick shift, I wasn't racing stick shift. Every guy I raced with a muscle car had a Power Glide or a Turbo 400. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm already the man down. I got 4 cylinders versus 8. I might as well put, you know what I'm saying, a power glide. So I did. But before I did that, I definitely stretched out a Mustang automatic.
You felt good about that, huh?
Oh my gosh, I stretched the pony out. An LS Turbo Mustang automatic, and I'm stick shift when I beat him. I felt good. I felt really good about it. I had to beat my chest about that. I still haunt him to this day. I know you're going to watch this. And when you finally put your car back together, I'm going to bust your ass again.
Damn, call-outs already?
Oh, yeah.
He knew to look at the camera. I have to tell him.
I got to let him know.
Yo, I'm going to just say this for the record. I just think that you're going to build a Fox body in the near future. Like, I could see it. Like, maybe when you're 50 or 60, I could see a Fox body coming for sure.
Here you go. I already know it. I already know. That's fine.
So tell us about that iconic race. Tell us what it was like. And tell us how, you know, kind of how it went down in terms of steps and everything.
Yo, I'm his boy, and I don't even know. You know,
how did it even start?
Honestly, I mean, what up, Hesi? So we got Hesi. Back then, Hesi was racing heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's still not right now, but yeah,
he kind of on ice now. I ain't gonna lie, boy. Since I claimed you on my taxes, you ain't been right since. That's my son.
Yeah, like I ain't gonna lie, y'all do look alike. Drop in the comments if y'all think him and Hesi look alike. I think
I'm his dad. He knows.
Y'all crazy.
Yo, I mean, listen. I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. You heard? I'm gonna tell it, but you know what I'm saying. Like Hesi was doing this thing. Respect to Hesi too, because win or lose, you know what I'm saying. He was racing. But I felt like that younger era just got caught up in this BMW thing. Like, yo, we run it, but like they ain't know about the OG.
I agree about that, because the same thing we went out there to go race Cacho's car versus one stock. Like, numerically blew up the car that night. You know, we didn't race him. So
yeah, you're right. We were supposed to race one stock with Cacho.
Yeah, like who tests the car? I'm not talking about who tests the car tonight. Like while people are already on the way to come race you, he's like you're supposed to do your testing beforehand, and then supposedly his car blew up that night or whatever. But
yeah, Cacho was supposed to race one stock. But
we'll get Cacho in a second.
Know what I'm saying? Shout out to one stock, man. He do be out there, I guess,
racing.
Shout
out to one stock.
Or doing his roll pulls, you know. Cool, but back to what we was talking about. Hesi was doing his thing. I give him props. He was out racing and stuff, but he ain't never really meet no real match yet. You know what I'm saying? He been racing like, I ain't gonna call BMWs toy cars, because shit, they doing their thing now, but at the time they kind of was toy cars. You know what I'm saying? Like it was some cookie cutter type stuff, you know? Put the downpipe, put the tune. So he was cleaning dudes up. I ain't gonna front.
It just doesn't require driving. Like as far as like racing those cars, like you just hit the back gas pedal and just go.
So yeah, we had set something up. He was talking crazy because we was like,
is that how it started though? Like who initiated that?
I think this dude Gabby, premium guy, he called himself on Instagram. I spoke to him and asked him like, yo, what's up with Hesi? Because I seen Hesi was talking about racing. I just had put the car together, and Hesi was like, oh, I don't know. So then I'm like, yo, you scared? He's like, nah, I ain't scared. So he's like, I'm gonna let you know. So then he had like a the Poconos thing, that road thing. I'm like, yeah, F that road stuff, bro. Let's get this dragging. So then he was like, I don't know. So we went out there the first time to go race, and there was so many people in New York. Like it was just so crazy, bro. These kids these days don't understand when you street racing, bro. Let the race cars come to the line. Clear out. Y'all gonna get a good show. Fall back. Let the cars get to the line, whatever the case is, and get it in. We didn't even make it to the line, bro. We got there, no lie. And then like some wild dude totaled my GMC, bro.
I was there that night.
Oh, yeah, I remember that night.
Yeah.
That night was crazy.
Totaled your car?
Yeah.
Yeah, he totaled one of my trucks. One of them.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro, let me tell you what happened. The dude's front end went underneath his trailer. He hit him from the front, and then the entire nose of this TSX was under his car. His trailer was up sideways, bro, because the dude's nose was underneath the driver's side of the trailer. Like, imagine a car underneath the back of a trailer, like an open deck trailer.
Your trailer?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the same trailer that you almost ran into.
Yeah,
bro, and the dudes ain't pay for nothing.
Nah,
New York.
So it was like a total loss. I ended up fixing the truck after a while. I fixed the truck, I sold it. So whatever, but it was crazy. So then after that, there was no race. So Hesi was like, oh, I feel you. He was talking shit kind of. He went on live. You know, he had a whole crazy following. He talking junk, and I'm like, yo, bro, Like my truck got hit, whatever. I was like, yo. He was like, yo, Bari, like, you know what? Tell him we gonna pay him to come down here. I was like, you know what?
I remember that.
I was we'll give you $2,000 just to come down here, or like it was like $1,500, whatever it was. We was like, we'll pay for you to get down here, and on top of the pot, we'll give you an extra $1,500 or whatever it was. And he was like, nah, I ain't coming. So I'm like, bro, we paying for you to come down here.
Like we giving you $1,500 just for you just to show up. Here's your $1,500, just pull up, you know, and then you keep that money.
We know he was gonna stretch you out. I already knew that. So he chose not to go for it, but he still was on live talking crazy. I was on his live. He added me, and then I was talking back to him, and then he got mad and like blocked me out of it. So I was like, oh, all right. He just reminded me of a chick I used to talk to. You know what I mean? They get mad and just hang the phone up. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, I heard you. So then I had called him because like we talk all the time. This my people. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like we talking about, yo, what you think? He was like, damn. He's like, you gotta do what you gotta do, bro. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, I'm not around. They was ready to come from Maryland to New York just to see it pop off. And they had World Cup racing.
Yeah.
So he was like, just keep me posted or whatever. So then my man Ty, he brung me up there with his truck. And we were supposed to race at in Queens. Mm-hmm. We were supposed to race in Queens, but it already was a cop up there waiting, bro. So then I told him straight up, I'm like, yo, listen, I'm out here, you know what I'm saying? I'm a visitor. I should have my choice. If you don't agree or whatever, I was like, yo, I'm heading back to CT, bro. We could go on a Bruck or whatever and make it happen. So then he was like, he was all skeptical about it or whatever, because he was kind of scared. He was like, damn, I got myself in some shit. So then he agreed. We went up there or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The pot got up. Because I'm not even going to lie, bro. No disrespect to New York. But that first time we came to race them, when my truck got hit, it's like, no lie, it's like 120 people out there. I'm thinking the pot about to jump crazy. So I got my hitters with me. Like, we about to bet crazy. We about to act stupid. They was like, yo, give us a second. We going to come up with some money. We gave them like a half an hour. I'm rubbing my hands. This the money rub right here. I was like, yo, we got. I was like, yo, what we looking like? What we got? We got 8 bands. Nigga, what's 8 bands, bro? Like,
that's one thing I hate, right? Because like we go up with a small crew. Like we have a small crew, whatever. Yeah. It's like when there's like 100 or something people at the line for one side, it's like, yo, bro, put money up on your stake. Like, you know, that's how we roll. You know, like I don't care if any of my guys from Connecticut is racing, bro. I'm pulling up and putting up whatever just because he came from my state. You know, so like we roll up to some of these races and it's like, yo, what's $7,000? What's 8? Like it's a lot of money. But
yeah,
like
I'm thinking it was gonna be more.
Yeah, it's just like like I said, when I go to some of these races, I'm like, let's race for $1,000 too. I was like, yo, bro, I wouldn't even turn like yeah, I race for free at the track, but like if I'm going out to street race, bro, I promise you, it's gonna be nothing less than like $10,000.
Facts.
You know, that should be just a minimum.
Off rip, yeah.
Well, if I'm racing a Beamer, like a stock car is already fast or whatever, I don't got that much money into, cool, whatever. But like if I'm racing something like this or this, you want me to come out? Like,
yeah, you got, yeah.
Cacho's race was $60,000. $60,000, bro. You know, like
it's got to be worth it though. You know,
it's got to be worth the time, and it's got to be worth the shit talk. That if you're gonna take that L, like you're gonna take that L. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be worth the money. You know, like if I'm gonna take that win or I'm gonna take that L, it's got to be worth it. You know, like you ain't about to bash me online for no $1,000. I can tell you that right now.
But nah, it was like, so then we they came up with 8 bands that first time or whatever. So then I went back talking shit. So then when we came back up there, they was ready. You know what I'm saying? They was betting that time. So it was like 18 plus a side or whatever and shit. And we went to go do it or whatever. And a couple dudes, I seen a couple dudes from CT actually bet with Hesi, bro. Yeah.
Because lie, because online, obviously, like he did his thing. Like he was racing, he was beating a lot of cars. Like from a spectator standpoint, the smart decisions to put the money with Hesi. Like, you know, because you're looking online, like you don't know Bari's car. We know Bari's car. Like I'm putting my money with him. Even like That's all right, cool. Like you see this car winning all the time. What are you gonna put your money on? You put your money on the winning car that you see all the time. Same thing like they did to us racing High Boost or whatever. It's like they seen that car in the street a lot. Did you see us in the street? No, but we know what we're capable of.
Yeah, facts. So I seen some CT dudes bet with Hesi. So I'm like, oh shit, all right, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm loving this.
Betting against your own state.
So I'm talking my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking my shit. I'm telling them, you know, everybody watch the video and shit. I'm talking my shit. Like, yo, y'all got your money up now? Y'all ready now? Oh, y'all finally ready now? Okay, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Get that shit up. So then, I ain't gonna front. It was probably like maybe 14 of us. It was probably like 60, 70 of them. I ain't gonna front. It came off at Hesi. So we went or whatever. You can watch a couple of the dudes' videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And stuff.
The Brit shot was
that was it.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
So you got they dudes on their side yelling and stuff. You know how it is. Standing on a little barrier yelling, ah. But then after my burnout, my dry hop, I see on my side, I see a couple dudes. I see they girls yelling, ah, they going sick. I'm like, yeah, it's game time. Like, I ain't even going front. One stock had the video. I ain't even peep it, but I was so in my element. He thought I was turning my NOS on. I was turning my CO2 to do my burnout in the middle of it, and I was just smiling. I'm like, yeah.
Bro, imagine a fucking S2000 doing a wheelie at the starting line, bro.
Bro, where you guys at? In New York, like on the highway? Bro, when I just, my bad not to cut you off, but like, yo, when we watched the video at World Cup, I was speechless. I've never seen no shit like that on a street race in my life.
I would have packed my shit up and left.
Yo,
I can imagine how you felt inside the car. S2000, you think about S2000, you're small, like bro. It's like
definitely like I ain't gonna front like that shit. I felt the hook. I was like, oh yeah, we on. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous because the race was supposed to happen hours ago.
Yeah.
So now we got when you street race, everything matters. Even at the track, you got temperature. You know what I'm saying? That sun go down, you already know that ground's starting to get cold.
Right.
3 degrees can make a difference. 2 degrees can make a difference on the track.
Moisture, all that.
And this is back in like October, so it's kind of cold out too.
Right,
so.
it's starting,
Yeah, so the humidity, like all that, like the dew on the ground. So I'm not going front. Like the car came out, it left the line. Like I was on the trans brake, 2-step, whatever. I left the line. I could see him in my peripheral. I'm like, all right. Then all of a sudden the car just went. I'm like, oh, snatched the wheel. I honestly thought I hit my trailer. I was like, yo, I know I hit the fender.
It looked like you just hit
I thought I hit it. I was like, I don't care about the fender. Let's finish this race. That's why I went and got him.
Oh, this is happening in like 2
seconds. And the crazy part is
slow motion in my mind.
And swinging the car back and not crossing the line too is crazy.
And the car's on skinnies in the front. So it's like on a street tire, like anything can happen.
Yeah, nah. So I clicked second gear and then it was just lights out.
And he ended up slowing down. I guess he probably didn't want to, like, he probably thought he was going to get hit.
I think he was shaking from the start.
But he slowed down, though.
He was shaking from the start. Ask him if he was nervous from the start. I think he was just nervous. He was watching me do my thing. He wasn't even focused on him racing. I swear. I'm not lying. He was so intrigued by me just He was like, oh shit. That's really my dad. Yeah. Then I just clicked second gear and I was like and he just yelled, Monaco. Like, you should have seen it. That's how it went.
Yeah, he said that's really my dad. Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm not lying. That's how it went.
So he was ahead of you at first when you were trying to.
Yeah, he got ahead of me at one point when I was trying to get my life together. Like, I had so much going on. Yeah, like I ain't gonna front. It was wild.
So was it a fair win after that? Like there was no arguing after where it was.
Oh, it was some arguing. His peoples kept yelling I crossed. They kept saying I crossed, but he was like, nah, he didn't cross. So and then they watched the video. They had to pull the GoPro and see that I didn't cross.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to them B locks on my car too, because I'm sure if I didn't have B locks, the slick probably would have definitely came off. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, that shit felt like a Fox body when he was in the car.
He's talking like he's a domestic guy.
Bro, I promise you.
Everything he's saying, I got the CO2. I
mean, of course, got CO2.
But the way you talking, you just
car
like,
yo, listen, if you put the camera,
talking like you've been Diesel, bro. Like you know.
I promise you though, I'm not even just saying this for the camera. He will race anything for money, whatever he's riding.
It could be motorcycle, jet ski, car, boat. It could be a fucking horse.
RC cars.
Yo, he races his bike, like he races his jet ski for money, like all that. Like whatever you want to race him, whatever he got, I promise you,
we're gonna try it.
He's gonna try you.
So when's the next time we're gonna see you out? Because I don't think that car hasn't been out since then.
Nah, the car haven't been out. I had put it away for a little bit. I had to take a break. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a lot.
You weren't shook up from that?
Hell no. I was hyped. Yeah, I was hyped. I love the rush. See, I'm all about the streets. I raced at the track before. It's cool and shit.
Yeah.
But the street is different. Everybody say, oh, no, racing is racing. Yeah, you right. You know what I'm saying? But the street is different. So many different perspectives into it.
Yeah.
Everybody don't got the balls for it. You got some people nervous. Oh, what if the cops come? I might lose my job or stuff like that. I don't give a fuck. Let's get it.
Honestly, yeah, a lot of people like that. They got CDLs or whatever. They don't drive their own car in the street.
Especially,
so.
that's true.
So it's mad stuff. You know, when you pulling up to that line, when you take your car off the trailer, when you're driving up to that line, like, damn, is the cops gonna come? Is this gonna happen? Like, you don't know.
And the biggest thing is, to be honest, like, kind of why we like, well, me and my brother like ventured off from there is because, like, bro, I'm driving now like $150,000, $100,000 Civic, and one thing happened in the street, bro. That's $100,000. Like, anything can happen at the track too, but you're in a safe environment. You're not about to go over a barrier or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like. Now these cars, even not just our cars, everybody's cars, $80,000, $100,000 cars, bro. New York and New Jersey is probably one of like the worst places as far as like how much people are there to like. Someone, bro, went underneath his trailer. Like I said, like, you know, like, if you're not from out here or out there and you go and driving out there, it's a completely different driving experience.
Plus, we got a business now too. We got a lot more to lose and stuff like that. So
you guys no longer street race?
I mean.
Don't get me wrong. Like, we're still coming out. Like, Cacho's about to come out. Shout out to Cacho. Cacho's at the Red All-Wheel Drive Civic. Like, his car is forever going to be a street car. You know, like, he's cooking some shit up. I won't say on camera, you know, for streets. So it's like, we will have street cars for those dudes that want to, like, jump, you know? So, like, we'll have best of both worlds.
Your car's ready now, right?
Oh, yeah, the car ready.
Wait, I got a question. I got a question.
That's just one of the cars.
Who's the first person on the list?
All right, let me get your call out. Like, your top, you got top 5?
Honestly, I'm not even going front. I don't even got no top 5. It ain't that many more people out there racing right now for me to have a top 5. And I still feel like I'm not a dude.
What about New York too?
Oh yeah, New York.
Wait, you got somebody that you want to race?
Oh, once the car step back off?
Yeah, like you got like I want to race him.
I got one person.
Who?
I'm gonna claim him on my taxes. He already know.
Oh, I want to know now. I mean, you might as well just tell me.
All right, you got.
Yeah, you might as well say it now.
You might as well
say it now.
Who you looking for?
I ain't looking for him. He already know. Count your fucking days. Pepper, you gonna be my son.
I was not expecting that name to come.
You're gonna be my son. I ain't fronting.
They are Pepper and Hesi part of the same crew?
Nah, they're not.
They're not?
One stock.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna.
Also, Hesi and one, they're not all. I don't.
Nah,
like,
they all cool. They all cool, but like teams, they're not.
Oh, so they're separate. They're separate teams.
Yeah, Pepper, I'm gonna stretch you the fuck out. You already know what time it is.
Damn, like that.
Don't hide behind the track. Don't hide behind this road racing shit, dude. Let's get it. Let's lock it the fuck up on the streets. Know what I'm saying? I told you in my last video, Pepper's next, and you're next. Let's get it. Ain't no need to run away from me. Let's lock this money up before the year is over, and let's get it.
Just don't do it at World Cup. I need to be there for the next race.
You know his car is like redone now, right?
I don't give a fuck.
Same thing. Everybody redoes their car every season.
Yeah. Honestly,
his car probably ain't the same.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. Like, I just feel like ain't no super out there that could fuck with me on the streets.
No Mark 5.
No Mark 5 could fuck with me on the streets.
That's a big statement.
Anybody across the world, from CT, Dubai, anybody, come to CT. You know what I'm saying? I got the perfect pavement for us. You can't fuck with my S2000. You just can't. Any Supra.
That's a big statement.
That is a big statement. Super guys in the comments right now. Start talking your shit. Right now's your time to shine.
Honda power, baby.
I'm with you on that.
There's not too many super guys racing. Well, there is.
It is.
You might have a better shot. Well, besides Pepper.
Pepper's car is fast.
No, his car is definitely fast.
Got a fast car.
Fast.
It's cute.
Pepper's car is definitely fast, but there's some guys out in Texas that do some stuff in the streets too with the
with the Supras and Florida too.
That's what's up. Yeah, I'll run them.
But you talking about from a dig, right?
From a dig, yeah.
Drag racing. Yeah, I don't roll race.
Okay.
I mean, that's cool. I don't knock all forms of racing. I used to hate roll racing. I used to say it's like sitting down and I'm
gonna just quote
take a
my,
twinkle.
I'm gonna quote what my boy Mac said. Mac Command Performance. He said roll racing's for pussies.
Oh man.
Honestly, roll racing. I guess it grew so much because it was.
It's cool.
It was
I was
so
just
many.
joking,
It was so many people that couldn't figure out how
They
to
do
get
a lot
this
of it
shit
down south, Florida, Texas, because the roads are much bigger. Like
I get the whole thing behind it because like a lot of those road race cars ain't gonna be able to come out of the hole. Like just be honest. Like I've been in like 2,000 horsepower like Lambos or whatever. Those cars coming out of the hole is not gonna happen. Like they come out of Texas 2K like at the track, but I'm talking about like street.
Yeah.
Nah.
And it's hard to judge it in the street. Like 1, 2, 3, go. Like how do you really judge take off?
You can get finessed that way too.
It's definitely. I watched my boy No Hesi get finessed in the road in
against
Texas.
the Evo, right?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, against the Evo.
I can't, but he's still not your dad. I'm still your dad. But yeah, I watched it. So it's kind of hard to judge road racing. But I feel like me and Pepper, you know what I'm saying? Me and Pepper is going to be a good race. And I really hope he don't back out, you know what I'm saying? Because his car is back out. He's making, I don't know how much horsepower.
I think it just made 14, I think it was 1450.
I think he'd race.
You think so? You think Pepper erased me?
I think you talked enough shit. Yeah, I think
100%. You really feel like Pepper erased me? How soon?
I mean, I can't speak for the man. I'm not going to tell. I'm not part of the team,
Oh, okay.
But I know for a fact that like, yeah, they,
Pepper, get this smoke, bro. Get this smoke. I think he rode on my car when I was racing that night. He thought it was a joke. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna definitely bust his ass.
What you mean?
I think he wrote like Batman. He wrote like dead on the back window in the fog. Yeah, you don't never touch a man car, so I definitely gotta stretch him out.
Damn. Okay, this is personal then. That's personal.
Yeah, I gotta claim him on my taxes. Income tax season coming soon.
So what about you guys? Since you guys don't street race anymore.
Like as far as like most controversial race is gonna be like me and High Boost. Like that was a race that everybody wanted me to lose. So like that was probably like for as far as street wise, as far as track wise, I had a bunch of like races or whatever at the track, but like nothing beats like that to me. But like we've raced a bunch of times, man. Like what else stands out in your head?
I like that race at World Cup when you advance to the next round. You went against PFI Speed.
Yeah, they're OGs in the game too. So
OGs.
Is there any drama with that? Or
no. They just like
shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them.
We ran the same exact time.
It was literally off the tree. It was just who left first, pretty much.
Yeah, that was at World Cup last year.
Well, the 821 to an 821.
Yeah, it was same exact time. It was in this car last year.
Dope.
That was a really good race too.
You guys were racing at like the last run you guys had, and I don't know if it was a launch issue or something like that.
I think a half shaft broke at the line. That's what it was. Yeah.
I didn't have like a drive shaft like half shaft. I had axles, but I didn't have that, and then it just snapped.
Yeah, that World Cup prep is crazy.
Yeah, I think I saw your frustration. I think you were on the.
You know why? Because that day we advanced pretty deep into each one of our classes.
Yeah.
So and to go home over something like that, you're so close to like possibly winning,
right?
And to lose over a half shaft and not like actually losing a race, that was a shitty part.
Who's driving?
Him.
Me.
We were both driving. I was driving in all motor. He's driving in his class. What was it, Mean Street?
Yeah, Mean Street, but they don't have that class anymore now this year. And then another like big thing that like happened for us too is like all motor. Like we first 8-second stock chassis car to go 8 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So it was this car back here. And we were all running nitro at the time. So like we were chasing this for like, I want to say like a year, like first person to go 8s. Every pass, like someone would go faster and then we would go faster, So like that was a big deal back then.
Jamie started the whole nitro
shout out
thing.
to Jamie, man.
So Jamie's like the person in all motor that started all this stuff. He was racing it back then when we were racing IFOs. So we'd race in the turbo class at IFO and Jamie would racing all motor, and he was always running nitro back then, and he's the one that kind of started it. And there was like a super, super big hype around like 2019 with the whole nitro stuff because he was going fast at the time, like the fastest all motor car out at the time. Mm-hmm. I think at that time too, he went like a 922.
So how that started is like Jamie always had this like list on like on Instagram, he like cross out every number he'd want to beat.
It was like his own personal
It was his own
goals.
personal list.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, all right, cool. He didn't have no competition. Like he wasn't trying to race any, like he wasn't, all right, I need to beat this dude. I need to beat this dude. He was trying to beat himself. Like it was just I can better this. And at the time, I think he went like as deep as like 920 something. And then his car was down for a little bit. And it's like, yo, the season was still like in this peak, like right in the middle of the winter. I was like, yo, let's do something with my car. My car is ready. Like, it's like we all put our efforts into this one car, went to World Cup, raced M1, and then first outing on Nitro, I think like I went 9-1 something or whatever. Or like 9. I was like, all right, cool. We got a car that's competitive here, And then I changed my gearing on my transmission. And one weekend we went testing, bro. Shit went 8s. Like,
but it was like a lot of back and forth because it was us and it was like a few other people out there racing at the same time as us too. And it was just like a lot of like, they would break the record, we'd break the record, they'd break the record. So it was like a lot of back and forth. And it was pretty much like a chase to the 8s.
Right. And remember, just stock chassis for the people in the comments. Stock chassis on Motor Honda. There's not a tube chassis. There's a bunch of tube chassis that went 8s.
Volkswagen, I guess, overseas that went 8s.
Yeah, no,
first, but
stock chassis on Motor Honda. When I mean stock chassis, I mean stock floorboards, stock like suspension components, like the mounting points, like all that.
So, because a lot of people are taking a lot of the dashboards out and all that stuff too. Like
that's still stock chassis. The frame is still there. I'm talking about like
the
single
the
axle
points.
or carbon floorboards.
Okay.
That's when you start really getting into like a tube chassis car. Like we're talking about all the factory.
Like stock strut towers in the front, stuff like that.
In the rear,
yeah, in the rear, the mounting for the rear control arms, all that's still there. It's not like a.
So it's not like who's doing the NRG Tech makes the like Speed Factory's kind of
that has the NRG Tech kit on it. That's still considered a stock chassis because the factory where it bolts up to is still a factory.
Okay,
but like a lot of those pro stock cars back in the day, like Skunk 2's car, 4 Pistons car, like all those people, they had the like the wheelie bar things in the back with the roller, like that's what I mean by a tube chassis car.
The Nopi days.
yeah.
Super street.
Yeah, you old as hell.
Oh, it's showing now, right?
But it's showing? Yeah. Showing. But yeah, that's how I met Jamie, man. Like, at first I was tuning with Chris Miller, and then like I've had a fallout with him back when I was younger or whatever. This is back when like he was tuning he had like his car out, the camo car. His car was like, he made a statement with his car. Like, I don't know if you remember, it's a camo front wheel drive. He made a statement for Hondas. So I remember getting tuned there. And then remember when like FTW came out, all that stuff, like the fuel. I'm pretty sure you remember that. And then I was tuning with Chris Harris from Xenocron after.
Was that like a cheat code, the FTW?
Man, let me tell you. I don't know. So FTW was like, it was promoted as guaranteed 100 horsepower.
Horsepower in a can.
Yeah, horsepower in a can, right? So like a lot of like people weren't really like mixing or like doing anything with fuels like that back then. They were, but they weren't. Like everybody would do like under the radar type of deal, you know? So shit went fast on FTW. Everything that had FTW in it went fast. Like it was like, all right, it was proven. But at the same time, it's like FTW also like blew up a lot of shit. It like, I remember some kid put it in his car in a dyno. Like tuners didn't really know what the hell it was or like what was in the can. So like shit was just blowing up left and right too. Like if you didn't really know how to use it, your shit was kicking the rod out. I remember some kids spent like 10 grand on a motor. It kicked the rod out first hit. So I was like, yo, like that fuel is serious, but did it make power? Did it break records? Yeah, it did, but like
that was a black.
Yeah, FTW black was serious. That shit probably had like 50% nitro in it.
So what did it smell like?
Bro, it
like
had this.
Shit.
It had this. Some of those fuels had good sense to them.
Purple had the good scent.
Yeah,
it smelled like grapes.
Like Q16, like had a good smell, or C16 has like that. Yeah. Some of them had like a good smell.
That was purple.
Yeah, one of them was like, all right, cool. I'd run this as a candle.
Yeah, that was purple. Yeah. Purple smelled like grapes. And that was for turbo cars.
It's crazy. FTW was like back in like 2010 or whatever, but like
a little later, yeah.
Was their promotion official? Yeah, bitch added power for sure.
Was it legal at the track though? Could you run at the track, or could you like?
They weren't really testing fuel back then.
At the track time, with them actually like stipping it.
Because like a lot of those all motor records were like. Honestly, a lot of people broke those on nitro. I'm not saying like I wasn't even racing back then, but like you couldn't tell what was really legal and what wasn't. So some of those records stayed alive for a long time up until recently. Like those M1s weren't really on M1 fuel; they were on nitro. But like there wasn't really a tech back then to tech it. So like if you were running nitro, like and you had the cheat code, you know how to tune your shit, that shit stuck.
Yeah. That's a good way. That's true, man. I didn't think about that.
It stuck for a while too, but what are you gonna take someone's record away?
Yeah.
It's like if there wasn't, he ran the rules. He ran by the rules. You know, if the rules didn't check fuel, that was on them. You know, but now everything has rules, which makes sense.
It gets worse every year with the rules because
someone finds some gray area somewhere where it was like, which is okay. Like it's part of the game.
The game,
yeah. It's like you got me today, but you ain't gonna get me next year. You know.
Yeah, I was at Force Performance, and they were saying that they're gonna have to run like a X pipe and the like cross X bar.
That's smart, bro. Because like when turbine wheels come out of the, you know, someone could get killed. So it's like,
have you seen that happen?
No,
I've seen that.
Yeah, we've seen it happen a few times.
We've seen it come out
on the GTR. We've seen a few GTR.
I've seen it come out and hit someone before, but like not like injure them like bad. But like I've seen it happen.
Yeah, at TX2K, we were standing. Me and my girl was standing like behind with the cars do burnouts, bro. We were far. There was stuff hitting us in the face, and like,
that's a smart rule for sure. I agree with that for sure.
Shit be flying back there, bro. For sure.
But I met Jamie. Like I used to go to IFL. I was tuning with Chris Harris, Xenocron. I don't know if you know him, but so I didn't get a lot of track support. You know, like I used to go almost every event. You know, and the person that would be there would be Jamie, bro. Like me and him would be winning almost every event. Me and him being in the winner circle almost every one. I was like, yo, this is dope. You know, it's like he's cool. He's here at the track, whatever. Jamie was a big Nissan guy. You know, like I used to race a lot in the street, and he was at the track. But like,
why you laughing, bro? What's wrong with Nissans?
Yo, shout out to Marsh, man. Marsh had a SR20 at heart.
Yeah, he's a big Nissan. Like shout out, like he did his thing for sure. And then he moved into the Honda platform, and like that dude, like smart dude. You know, like dominates like. The one dude you don't want to start a fight with or whatever, because like
he's once you start dudes, like you talk shit to him,
he will put his mind to and come beat you at whatever you're doing. I promise you that, because like these dudes were talking shit to us for running nitro or whatever. Like, oh, you guys only could tip the can. That's how you guys are going fast. Like, yo, bro, it takes a lot more than just tipping the can to go fast. You know, it takes like knowledge. You know, it's like a lot of R&D. So I was like, all right, cool. Up until like a couple years ago, I was like, all right, you dudes want to talk shit? Cool. All our fleet are running M1 now, and then we have top.
He done built a whole M1 army.
Yeah, these dudes are talking shit. Now these dudes is nowhere to be found.
Last year, Jamie took home first and second place in every event, pretty much.
That last
his car,
year.
whatever car he tuned, it was first and second place at pretty much at every event last year. And this year, and every time we go to the track, we always qualify 1 and 2.
If that dude builds whatever tomorrow and puts his head to like, all right, I'm gonna break this record, I'm gonna do this, I promise you, he's gonna do it.
Facts. Shout out to Marsh, man.
Yeah,
he the math scientist.
The thing is, though, like a lot of people always say, like, oh, how are you guys able to go fast, right? We all have the same parts, but what's the big thing that separates us from everybody else, right? Jamie's the one that does all the tuning. That's the difference between every car that's at the track that we race against. So that he's the key.
Some of these dudes could go fast, you know, like, all right, cool, you go fast this round, you go fast the next round. Consistency, though. How many passes are you going to go fast? Like, all right, every one of our cars goes 30s, 40s, 50s. Like, I don't even think they go 50. They go 30s or 40s, and you know, on M1. And it's like, how many times can you do that? We can back that shit up time and time and time again, no matter what track I'm at, no matter conditions, whatever. Like these cars perform, not my car, his car, this dude's car, Jamie's car. All these cars, they run them and they're reliable and they're consistent. That's one thing I can say. Like this car had a motor in it for 8 years.
Never opened it,
and it didn't even break. It didn't break. The motor's still in the back. I pulled it out because it had 60% leak down on one of the cylinders. That was the worst. That was the worst.
And the block was cracked on the bottom.
This was the same like
21,
bro. 8 years. Speed Factory built the block, 4-piston head, and then KJ assembled it for me, bro. I kid you not, 8 years strong, running 1,000 horsepower,
going 820s in the quarter.
And the motor's still alive. It got a leak down. I just didn't pull it apart yet, you know?
Now, would there be any reason for you like to not be honest about that?
As far as what?
Sometimes people say like the motor never blew up, and it did. They just try to keep it under.
No, I can pull this shit apart in front of you.
The thing is, we have a YouTube channel now, so they see all the blow ups.
But you can even.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. But like, as far as like parts replacement, the block has never been like pistons never came out. I never took the rods out. I never took the bearings out. As far as head gasket replacements, yeah, I change them out every year, like maintenance stuff, oil pump. But as far as like
catastrophic,
have I refreshed the cylinder head? Yeah, but as far as like the actual block itself has never been ever pulled apart. Like I've never took the pistons and rods and bearings and crank out of my car, and that means a lot. Like on an aluminum rod motor, people like, oh, I'm changing that shit out every year. It's like, yo, I kid you not, my motor probably got 60,000 miles on it or something, like something stupid. And when I do pull it apart, I'm gonna send it back to Speed Factory so they could be the first people to open it up.
So what's done to the car?
To the motor is just aluminum rods. I think like Arius pistons, like I think like 10-1, but like just like basic off the shelf stuff.
Now it's an older platform, right? So everyone is probably running kind of similar setups. Is there anything that maybe you're running that's different from everybody else, or it's just off the shelf stuff? Because that seems to be a common thing with Hondas. Is like
I think just like tuning and how hard you're pushing your car too. Like 1,000 horsepower is a lot, but it's not like these other dudes that are breaking their beasters. They're probably like 1,400 or whatever. If I would have probably raced that 1,400 horsepower, I would have probably broke it like a while ago.
Yeah.
But tuning is a big part of the deal. And one thing I learned racing is like, yeah, you can go fast or whatever, but consistency wins races. Cause like I've been in finals and I've won races that like I always like I had the slower car. It's like I remember me and him was talking. I was racing I think it was a BMW or a GTR, and he was telling me like he was always teaching me like at the line like what to do, whatever. So because they take time to spool up. I'm racing cars.
I remember that race was a BMW with a 2JZ in it.
Yeah,
it was that IFO.
And like he's like, all right, cool. Like roll in or whatever. Like, yeah, it's a tree game, but at the same time, it's like if you're a driver, bro.
I'm about to ask him. What we gotta do, man?
Because they take a while to spool. Yeah. It's like I'm at the time I was a 64 millimeter turbo. I'm still on a 64, but I spool up quick. Like, and then once I heard him like get off the gas, bro, it was over. Like
some people might not like it because it's not sportsmanship.
But it's like you got 7 seconds to roll in. It's like you got to do what you got to do. If I had a car, I think it was like a whole.
Because it was a whole big thing after that race,
a whole second slower,
Dog eat dog, man. That's how it go out here. That's how it go. Let them have it.
You got to do that shit even now, like racing these. If the next dude next to you got you cleared, you got 2 things to do. Either try to do something at the light or try to cut a really good light in hopes you'd beat them or their car break or whatever. So like, if I had my car was nowhere near as fast as the other car. So I had to, you got to do what you got to do,
Yeah. I feel like people still kind of don't respect Hondas, even though.
Well, the Honda's always going to be, I feel like, the underdog in any race, right? So, but it's always the most viewed races if you look at it, right? So, for instance, Cacho's car, the Subaru versus the all-wheel drive Civic, the Porsche. That Porsche was a big one. The Porsche and the Civic.
You raced Rodney,
the Mustang and the Civic. Like anytime there's a Civic involved in any race, it's always like viral every time.
Yeah, I remember the Honda. I don't know if this race was all over YouTube when Cacho raced the Subaru, and that dude, because he was upset at us because we made him wait there all night. And to be real with you guys, he was upset at us because like I went testing with the car earlier that day or whatever, and I broke Cacho broke second gear, and like he was waiting for us in the parking lot, bro. We literally just finished the car, so we rolled up. He was like, fuck a Honda. He's just talking so much shit. You guys see the video on YouTube. He was like, it's the last time I'll race a Honda. Caught him next night. I think we raced him for like 30 grand, bro. He ate all his words. Like that video went viral for like all-wheel drive Hondas.
He put like 2 trailers on it. That's crazy.
So do you think that they're more feared on the street than the track?
I think now because like how fast these cars are going now, people put respect on a Honda, like put respect on all-wheel drive cars. Yeah. Before, like when all this was happening, like people were talking shit. They didn't really know, until they lined up. Like that Subaru, he obviously didn't know. He didn't know what the hell he was getting into, And I'll say this too is one thing I've learned and I've took some losses too is like power to weight on the street. That's a big deal. Like I always had this thing in my head where it's like, all right, cool, I'm making more power, I'm going to beat you. But like I went into New York and I raced a few cars. I raced one car and I was like, my car was like, I want to say 400 pounds heavier. And then the other, I raced Edgar that night. And Edgar's car was cut up. I think he was making like 300. He was making like 100 horsepower less than me. I had the baddest motor. I had the baddest transmission in my car. And then like everyone's like, yeah, don't race. I was like, yo, I want to just try it. See like what's the big deal.
I said that.
He told me not 30. I was like, yo, bro.
I was gonna say, where were you at, man? You gotta.
Nah, I was in Mexico. I was in Mexico on a vacation. He called me. He said, yeah, I'm gonna race tonight. I said, what's the race? He told me. I said, I don't think you should do it. He said, come on, what do you mean? I'm making more power. I was like, bro, that car is a kite.
He ended up giving me like space, I think, too. And then
it still wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. But at that point in time, I realized like, yo, power to weight is a big deal. Like, I don't care. I always thought like I was one of those dudes like, yo, I make more power. I'm gonna just keep it cruising. But now just really looking at it today, it's like, imagine you had 400 pounds on your back and you're running down the street and some dude didn't have anything. Yeah, dude is out.
Yeah.
So like, bro, that shit was it like opened my mind to like, all right, cool. You know, I started doing all these cars, bro. Just did that shit with the grinder. You know.
Why didn't you listen to him though?
You know, back then.
The thing is, I don't want to back down. It's like, yo, I don't want nobody to think I'm scared of your car or whatever. Like, I'm racing. You want to race me? Let's go. You know, it's like, back then, it's like, fuck it. Like,
you couldn't stip it or anything? Like,
I didn't want to stip it. Even stipping and me taking the break, I didn't want to do that. You know, I wanted to race heads up. Like that's what it was all about, racing heads up. Because if someone gives you something, it's like, you know, you got the slower car, bro. It's like at the end of the day, it's like you give me the break or you give me a car. Like obviously, it's like I shouldn't be racing you. Period. You know, it's like you got the faster car and we all know it.
That's him.
Don't do it,
Sonic. Yo, listen, I don't think y'all understand Sonic, man. He is the type of racer, right? Bro, he have crispy ass floor mats in his car.
Yeah, bro. I had floor mats, mud flaps. I had like radio.
You wanted to keep like a full street car, nice and pretty and clean and fast.
Even up until this day, like if you look at all our cars, like
so this car right here, I kid you not, before this last version of it, it had full plastics on the inside, stock dashboard, stock chassis harness.
I think like 2,600 pounds.
It was a dog.
It was like
heavy.
Still like a street car on the inside with a race car on the outside.
And that's how you were running.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I wanted a lot of my car, I just wanted them to look factory and fast. Like I wanted that clean look. And then I just realized like racing, you can't get best of both worlds. Like it's just not gonna work. Like even in drag racing too. So like in the street, I realized that quick because like I was like, damn, that car left on me. Like shit was out. You know, it's like respect to them. You know, like they were in the streets. Obviously, he's in the streets, so he knows the game. I'd always ask him for advice or like, yo, you think I should race this dude? Should I race this dude?
Yeah.
So like he was always there mentoring me and like that night.
I go front. Yo, he like I said, he called me. I'm like, yo, I'm in Mexico. He was like, what you think I should do? But I told him it wasn't a good idea. But he was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try it. And I'm like, yo, fuck it. You know what? Try it and just go out there, shit, do what you got to do. Hit your gears. He beat you, he beat you. And that's one thing I got to give to him because, like, over time, like, he's built multiple cars, but, like, for him to gain, like, you know what I mean, just growing and gain his confidence and stuff, like, when he raced against High Boost, like, it was so much pressure. Imagine racing for $20,000 plus on a side. That's so much pressure on you.
Yeah, bro. When you're in the car, it's like, yo, I don't want to let my team down. You know, it's like, yo, I got his money on the line. I got his money on the line.
Yeah.
Like when Cacho was racing that night, like it was a lot of, I think we had like, probably like 30 grand. Like there was a lot of money on the line, you know? So it's like you as a driver, like
it's pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. So it's like, you got to deal with that too. You know, it's like, you don't want to let them people down too. And also you don't want to let the other people, you know, like,
right.
They're going to talk shit to you after, you know? So like,
yeah, it's, so I give it to him, like just him just growing into it and just being able to handle the pressure. Like it's so much pressure. A lot of people can't handle it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's big. Like you won't understand until you like behind that wheel and you know, like, damn, we really got $20,000 on this race. Like one miss shift, one I let the e-brake go too fast, and I'm saying I jumped. Yo, you rode a line, bro. That's 20 grand gone. Just like that.
Yep.
And half of the time you'd be like, fuck, I just lost 20 grand. Say we go out there, we race for 20 grand. We might have another 20 grand sitting.
Yeah.
But 90% of the time, if we lost because we just rode the line, these dudes ain't going to run it back.
Right.
They're like, fuck it, we got our money, let's run.
We out.
So it's a lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna front that time at Nutty Money when he did his thing, I watched it. I'm like, oh shit, I'm standing there watching the race.
I have full interior in my car too.
I'm like, go get him. I'm like, yo,
we were definitely the underdogs in that race. Because like I said, if you think about like High Boost as a whole, right?
Yeah. They've
been around for a long time. They got a lot of experience racing in the street and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So then here we are. We were racing for a while, but like not on like unprepped surfaces like that, you know. But key thing what we were doing behind the scenes, what everybody didn't know, we did a lot of testing on the street before we even went to that event.
Yeah, shout out to High Boost again, man. Firo. Yo, shout out to C's too.
Yeah.
He an OG too. C's an OG. He moved to Florida.
Yeah, I was trying to get him on the podcast, but
yeah, he used to be up here doing this thing.
We raced a lot of people. We raced Joe Corsentino at Supercharged K-Series. We raced him for a lot of money too that weekend. I promise you, I can tell you, we left for like $100,000. I raced Cartoon Network.
He was he was a dude that we watched a lot on YouTube too.
Cartoon. Cool dude.
So how you guys have done a lot of runs? How many runs do you guys think you have under your belts?
A lot, like too much to
like over like 100 maybe.
Well over that.
Over 100 races?
We probably got like, no lie, probably like over 40 trophies at my house.
Are you talking about street runs or like actual?
All together?
I would say all together, yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Well over that.
That car alone has probably over 100 runs on it.
Yeah, that car.
I got like a wall of trophies at my house. Like I don't got nowhere to put them anymore. You know.
If you're talking about runs too, like each round too, because at least every event you go to, at least like 3 to 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Between qualifying and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely.
We got a lot of losses too. You know, like it comes wins and losses. They come together. You know, but you just learn from it and move on to the next. You know. But as far as like, I miss the old street racing days. As far as like, because Cacho went to jail. He's been in jail for about 3 years now. He's about to get out soon. So his car is still around.
I feel like a lot of the newer generation changed street racing, if that makes sense. Especially like the whole BMW stuff and things like that. I feel like all that stuff changed once that stuff came out.
The new Honda Civic. That's what it is.
I said that in a couple podcasts.
And the draggy racing and stuff like that. Like all that stuff changed racing.
Because things like these Beamers, like
you ain't lying, bro.
You buy a G80, bro. It's like you tune it. What are you making? $750 on E or whatever. So it's like you're buying a factory car versus like someone that built their car. You know, it's a completely different platform. You know. I used to miss like the days like Honda versus Honda or Honda versus this, you know. It's like, well, we'll get back there, you know. It's like we're gonna show you guys this all-wheel drive cars gonna do in the street versus all these other new cars out now, you know. So like that'll be fun to watch. It's like, you know, and remember the Porsche race? Yeah. So that was like the biggest controversy thing like that happened.
So a lot of people thought that we didn't want to pay, right? So there was a person there, Mutual. He's the one that decided who, you know, if we're gonna pay up.
And they set the steps, bro. Yeah. Like they said, if you jump, you lost. Like now you're getting down to the point. It's like, did you break tire? Did you do this? Or did the car leave?
Yeah, it's tough.
And it's a tough decision to make, you know. But like they made the decision, and then we just went with it. And people were like, "Oh, you guys didn't pay, whatever." And it's like, yo, it's not our call to make.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
you know. But like that's how that rolled out, played out. But shout out to Ebo. You got fast. He had a fast Porsche.
Yeah, shout out to all those dudes. Yeah, they're still our boys, you know. We still talk to them.
But after that, Cacho was still out, or whatever, and then we went to New York, raced Rodney with the Mustang.
Yeah, Rod 718.
Yo, sorry, Rodney, but Cacho dragged that ass. Dragged that, bro. He put like a tractor trailer. That was a fast Mustang, but that's when like we really started working on his car and like. We did some tricks to Cacho's car to make it like what it is for the street. Yeah. And that shit is like a street killer. Like even till today, like if you bring that car back out in today's time, that's just mopping up whatever that's sitting next to it. Like it'll keep up with like those GTRs. It'll keep up, I think, like with whatever. Right? It is one fast street car. And it's fast at the track too. But that thing it'll be something to look out for come next season.
So do you think that a GTR against a Civic is a fair? You think it'd be like a really solid race?
No. It depends.
I wouldn't say it's a fair race.
You're talking about workhorse car versus like one of these.
Well, just in general, because
it just depends on the GTR.
A properly built Civic, yes, it'll be a fair race, but
from a dig, not rolls though.
From a dig,
yeah. I feel like it would be a good race. Don't get me wrong. I feel like it's definitely a heads up. We can definitely make something happen for sure.
Let them hang.
It's not gonna be a GW like if that, but it'll be a good race to watch. Heads up with like two powerful GTR, like a GTR and a Civic, like a well built Civic. Yeah, all day.
I think even those two cars being in the same conversation is kind of like it says a lot about how far Honda's come.
Oh my gosh, bro! Like for you to be able to say, yo, I'll race my Honda Civic against your GTR, that's huge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because the Civic's 1,000 pounds lighter, you want to call it, maybe even more. You know, like the GTR dudes can only get their cars butt so light. You know, say I think I've seen one like 32 or 36 or whatever. But that's like, you're talking about a full all out, like, you know, done up GTR. They're probably way heavier than that. You know,
I might have seen lighter now though.
I was talking about like last year.
I might have seen lighter
but like
now.
I've also seen 2,000 pound all-wheel drive cars.
That's
you
true.
know? So like I can get this. You're never probably gonna get a GTR down to 2,000 pounds. I don't see it.
Yeah, that's
you won't, but you got to look at this also. So we got a 2,000 pound Honda Civic. We got a 2,900 pound, 3,000 pound GTR. We got a 1,500 horsepower Honda Civic. Here we got a 2,500 or 2,200 horsepower GTR. Now, torque wise, that torque is going to move that weight. So it comes down to me who has the best dialing on the street or whatever surface they may be on.
Right.
Track, I'm sure that GTR is going to get the Civic.
Yeah.
You really?
It just depends, bro.
Like imagine a T1 Civic versus a T1 GTR versus a flush street.
Yeah, because you know what it is? It's getting the power down. Because on the street, those high horsepower GTRs probably won't to put that power down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's like the fastest? I haven't been watching. What's like the fastest GTR that's out now? Like it probably goes what, sixes,
I think
mid sixes, right?
6, 7 maybe.
Fastest Civic right now, Speed Factor. They went 6
or 6. No, it might be 6.5.
6.5 all-wheel drive still with the DCT transmission.
I believe so. I have to look that up. I think it's
even then, right? Say it's 6.5, 6.6, 6.7. The fastest Civic right now is like, I think Craig was like 6.8 or 6.9 or whatever the record. And that's like balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall. There's no comparison.
Like that's like.
But on the street, like I said, depending on the surface, it's different. But I'm a Honda guy. I like GTRs. Cool, but I'm a Honda guy, so I got to roll with the Hondas.
6.5, yeah.
6.5?
6.5 all-wheel drive.
Who holds that? Giddy?
That's from T1. The
T1 car?
That's not all-wheel drive, though, anymore, right? That's just rear-wheel drive.
It might be rear-wheel drive.
I think that's just rear-wheel drive. Yo, Mac, let me know what it is. I definitely think that's just rear-wheel drive. That's my GTR guy, Mac.
Yeah, but to answer the question, like, I don't like a well-built GTR on the street versus a well-built Honda, it'll be a close race for sure. You know, odds will probably be more in the GTR's favor, but
of course,
it depends on who's driving too. But if you know, I give you like workhorse versus Cacho, like it'll be a good race, you know. But as far as like, I think GTR is gonna be making way more power.
What about frustrate?
That's not really like no one take offense. It's not really a street car anymore. Like he can probably bring his car on the street, but it's like, why would he bring a $200,000 Civic to the street? You know, it's like, I think at first he was down to do it, but like now at the level where he's competing at, I feel like to race in the street with all-wheel drive Honda, I think like 1,400 is a good number to be racing at. Anything more than that is like, you ever driven a 1,400 horsepower on top of fourth? It's like, yo, it's insane. Imagine doing it. It's insane at the track. At the street, it's like.
Yeah, he said it scared the shit out of him last time he ran on the street like that.
Yeah, at least in the GTR, like after you get out, like you feel like, at least in the car, like something happens in the GTR, like, all right, cool. I'm not saying you're gonna be all right, but like GTR, you got airbags. You got
you probably don't got airbags.
Yo, what?
you might be all right. Civic, man, you're done. Like, your Civic.
Come on, 2,000-pound car going like 180 miles an hour on the street.
You're done.
That's insane.
Cooked.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like worst case scenario, what happens? Your car is total. I don't care what cage you got in there.
Yeah.
Crashing at that. Nah.
So you guys have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Right?
I started YouTube like, I want to say like 2 years ago now.
2 years?
Yeah, I wish I would have started when I was a kid, man.
Or back to when we were racing and stuff. We've definitely been a lot bigger than we are now.
Yeah.
But when we started the YouTube channel, it was more so to just share like our journey and stuff like that. We didn't do it for money. A lot of people always ask us like, oh, how come you guys don't upload all the time and this and that? It's not to like try to make money off. It's just more so to share our journey and then
like showcase our builds, man. Because like a lot of people don't see how much time and effort and money it takes to build some of these cars, and it's like, when I tell people, yo, like, you look surprised when I told you $100,000 to build a Civic, you know what I'm saying? But like looking at all these cars, like they look like showroom cars, like that came factory with 1,000 horsepower. You know,
like that Civic behind you. What would you think that costs to build?
Paint job included?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything.
I can't see the motor, but
It's got a K-Series turbo all-wheel drive.
I would say like 60,000. No?
Over 100 into it already. No lie.
Over 100.
The thing is too, is like these paint jobs on these cars, like that car, like 15 grand. You know, some people are like, oh, 15 grand for a paint job. It's like, all right, bro, do you want a Mako special? Do you want like?
Oh shit! There's a fucking mouse in there. Oh my god.
Yo,
You're gonna have to.
did he just get
You're gonna have
scared?
to-
You looking at me like something's on me.
Bro,
It wasn't at all. He was nervous. Yo.
You looking at me like there's a big ass fucking.
Yeah, we're gonna have to empty
Bro,
this
you should have
shop
saw
out.
that face. You're like, oh shit. Like, yo,
Bro, 'cause
The
the
thing
shit-
is, because it came in here from the fucking one of the trailers that somebody brought here, and I thought it was gone, and I knew it was in here.
wait, what was it?
It was a mouse. Some dude brought a trailer here last.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think that was mice in this dude's shop. So some dude brought a trailer
I
here,
mean, it's
bro.
a shop. It says shop. It's not a
Nah,
house.
hell no. So some dude brought a trailer, and then the mouse fell out of his trailer, and the shit was running in the parking lot, and we couldn't find it. We had left to Honda Day, and we thought like, all right, cool, it's outside or whatever. But like the cracks in between the garage door and like the seam, small
Yeah.
mice to be able to get in through there.
I mean, I really don't care about the mouse. It's just like he was looking at
making
me
sure
like
it
I'm like,
wasn't on you.
yo,
That shit
word.
was-
You look, the way like, how you just looked right there. I was like, wait,
it was under your
It was
seat.
about to jump on you. Probably like jump up your
no
chin.
way.
I swear, but it ran back.
Yo.
Wait, you joking?
Yo, what?
Nah, I'm not even
Yo,
joking.
I'm sure like
Yo,
if
what?
that camera right there will pick it up for sure.
It was under my seat.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was small. It was like
He
this
was
big.
approaching. I'm not gonna say he was under your seat.
It was reaching like how you reaching.
That'll make for a good clip.
How you reaching for what's his name?
Yo.
That actually was a good clip. Yo, I gotta see my face. I don't even remember.
Yeah,
I just
bro.
saw both of you. I look
Wait,
like,
hold
oh
on,
shit.
I was like, oh shit, I've never seen a mouse in here before, and I was
Okay,
like, holy
all right.
shit.
Oh, paint job, Mako. You said
No, it's not Mako.
no. It's not obviously, but I'm saying like people. You were saying you were saying people would say like, oh, just get a Mako, but you.
There's two different type of dudes out there, right? There's
Yeah.
one dude that's like, all right, cool, I could get it done cheaper, and there's another dude out there that's like, all right, cool, I want quality stuff, and then there's like 3 levels of paint job. Like,
The thing is, once you park those cars next to each other, you can tell the difference between.
I could tell a difference. Like, I could tell someone's body work. I could tell versus like
This like glass.
Yeah. Versus like I painted this car back when I was younger. You know, I painted this car at a certain time in my life. You know, it's like I get it. Like not everybody has money. And like I respect it. You know, it's like I was at a time like that in my life too, where it's like I couldn't afford a $15,000 paint job. You know, so like, but coming into my shop, I put my name behind whatever like we touch. You know, so like I'm not gonna let a car leave out of here like shit paint job or bad quality work. You know, it's like. Your name's on the line at the end of the day. So that's what matters the most.
So now for YouTube, for the people that watch your channel, right? I'm sure there's you guys have a lot of tech stuff on there too, where you guys are actually building motors.
Yeah.
Let's say for the kid or the person who wants to get into building Hondas, right? It's an older platform, right? And to get parts, you probably have to source them, maybe Facebook Marketplace. Is there any companies that, that make the blocks, the heads, or you have to find it pretty much on Facebook Marketplace to kind of get your journey started with Hondas?
Different scenario. Are we talking about built motor or just slap in and go? Like,
well, if you want to build something, I mean, it's not going to be on the level of $100,000 car, but
because our channels, we just started, so we're still. It's like a mixture of stuff. We do like car restoration and stuff like that. There is a video out how to make, I think, like 260 horsepower all motor. So
you guys have different builds,
different stuff. So we're still getting into like how to get there, but
there's a recipe for everything. Like you want to make 300, you want a 260, you want to. It's like a per budget. That's what I like to say. But like there is a company out there. Like there's a company out there for everything now. That's for a case series. Like there's a spreadsheet on what to do. It's just like there's a recipe for every single thing now. It's like you want to go 820s, you want to go 9s, you want to whatever it is. But average dude at home, bro, and to be completely honest, like on a K-Series car, if you want to just slap something in and go, I recommend stock, like for reliability. Like if you're trying to make power, cool, build like a 12.5 to 1, something you can run on pump gas or whatever, like for a street car. But like
no boost.
Huh?
No boost?
No boost. Yeah,
okay.
like
I love boost.
Boost is great. Yeah, me too. I love Boost too. But like as far as like the best reliable key factor here is like stock motors throw down. Like even on Boost or all motor, like stock 2.4s, Not on B series. I'm not talking about B series, K series cars. Like stock motors, they last. But like you're trying to make some serious power, then yeah, you know, it's different ball game. But like for the average kid that's at home watching this, like stock K24, the oil pump kit, make 240, 250 wheel, you know, put a head package in it, you can make 260. You know, that's like the key. That's what I see people want to do the most, like 260 horsepower. And that power level will, bro, my Type R, you got a charger on it. And I kid you not, I've been running the same engine since I got that car. Stock 20 Type R. Car makes 400 to the wheels on E, like 320 on pump. And that car is the most fun to drive. Those of you guys that are watching too, like also, the most fun I've ever had in any car is that low power level. Like once you start crossing that over 500 horsepower, it's like it's not fun anymore. It's like I had the most fun in all my cars under 500 horsepower. And the street, 350, 400 horsepower max on like a Mickey Thompson. Best power level, the most fun. K-Series, stock K-Series, redline it, leave it at $9,000 for 2 minutes. Like it'll take the abuse, bro. Like that shit is so much fun. This shit right here is not fun, man. If you don't have a business or something to stand behind you, like you're not using it for something. Yeah. Like the track shit is not cool because like you're just spending money to swing your dick. Like that's how I see it. Everyone's at the track, just who got the bigger dick or who got this. Like no offense, I'm not just, you know, it's just that's just how it is. Like who got the most money to put in their car, who got the most money to blow. Right. You know, that's how I see it. On the street, man, the street is fun.
So 500 horsepower, you're saying, is a good number to be at. Is that just to have fun, or is that to like race against some of the fastest guys in the street right now?
No, hell no. 500 horsepower ain't gonna get you nowhere on the street.
Now, mind you,
you need 1,000
this
plus.
Is you said this is front wheel drive, correct?
Yeah.
Front wheel drive. All right, we talking front wheel drive.
Yeah. Front wheel drive in the street, I'd say you need at least like
to keep up with Hesi.
7.
You were saying?
Well, I don't even know front wheel drive.
I'm just saying street racing, right?
Street racing, like for instance, like a Civic versus like an all-wheel drive BMW. Yes. I'd say probably like 700.
700. No,
like 750.
You're gonna get just not happening.
Not
happening. Drop in the comments right now. Like not happening. Bro, the dealer is making 7, 8.
Stop.
But like you said,
all-wheel drive.
Power to weight.
Power to weight.
I'm talking about like a stock BMW with like bolt-ons compared to like a
right. So
that's what I'm trying to compare it to. Yeah.
Okay.
You're talking about killers like Hesi's. No, I'm talking about like for instance a bolt-on 335 or M3 or something.
Well, we
like
realized Hesi's car is not a killer, so you could take him out of the mix.
So let me give you exactly that's pretty much
what I'm trying to compare the two.
Yeah, because you're not going to take a front wheel drive Honda at 500 and go against Hesi. You know, it's not.
What I'm talking about 500 when I say that to the average viewer is because 500 you can run on pump 93. Okay, that's the reason why I say that, because who wants to be putting race fuel in their car every weekend or E85 or go like next E85 station from here was 40 minutes, 30 minutes.
That's a dub.
So it's like, and then it clogs the injectors if you leave it in there for a while. So the average viewer watching, I say 500 is fun because you could just go to the gas station and put gas in it. It's just so much more convenient. Yeah. You know, and it's fun. So that's why I say 500. But to race with these,
I like that too, 500.
To race in these streets with these killers, you better make it 1,000.
Yeah, if you want to race killers, minimum plus, yeah.
Well, okay, we're not going to talk about the killers, right? We're going to talk about just like the people who are getting a BMW, for example, putting a downpipe in tune and making maybe like anywhere from 400 to 500 horsepower on an all-wheel drive V58, just having fun in the streets.
I'd say from a dig, a stock K-Series would fuck up one of those bolt-on BMWs.
K-Series all-wheel drive though?
No, K-Series all-motor would fucking kill.
Front-wheel drive.
He said a 500 horsepower BMW.
Yeah, because that's basically where you'd probably be at, somewhere around 440.
So 500 horsepower BMW on pump gas versus a front-wheel drive.
It's tough for the front-wheel drive. You're talking about when
it depends also on how the car is set. There's like a lot of variables here.
Yeah.
But like,
front wheel drive, not all wheel drive. Because
if you're
talking about the Civic gutted or not gutted, like there's a lot of like,
oh man,
you know, any of you guys trying to street race, you need advice, make sure to DM me and give me the specs. I'll tell you if you're gonna win that race or not.
Yo,
I gotta know who's driving too.
Yeah,
and who's the tuner.
Yo, let me tell you, and I'm sorry to say this, but like before when I was younger growing up, that's like one of the first questions I would ask: who tuned your car? You know, like
okay.
So like, there was a few tuners out there I knew were like like shit tuner. They weren't that great or whatever. Like there's a bunch of them back then. But like once I knew this, if I knew one of these dudes tuned your car, I don't care if I knew I had the slower car, I'm racing you. And I kid you not, that shit worked out like almost every single time. And just we won the race. Yeah, just because of the tuner, you know, but like that shit means a lot.
So that's probably the most important thing when it comes to spending money in your Civic, and
I agree.
Maintaining the power.
Tuning is like, don't cheap out on it. Like, I'm not even say cheap out, because like, and I feel bad for some of these people because they try to support like, you know, their friends or like their tuners. But like, if I got 30, 40, 50, 60 grand on my car, best believe like I'm gonna try to find the dude that's out there. Like at the time I was tuning with Miller. Miller was like the #1 dude out there, and I knew he knew what he was doing, you know. If a tuner doesn't have something under his belt that like, it's like a tattoo artist, right? People say, oh, don't get a tattoo to tattoo artists that don't got tattoos. It's like true. It's like one of those, you know. So like if the dude ain't doing it, you know, like there's people out there, you know. So like that's something to go about. That's the first thing. Like I've seen 2 cars tune the same, 2 different tuners. You can see a huge difference in times, and in the, you know, how the car's running.
So is it more expensive to do a B series than a K series?
In today's world, yeah.
Today's world, right?
Because B series parts are just so hard to find. It's like stock Type R B series, I know selling for like 6 to 8 grand. Bro, I can get a stock 2.4 that's gonna make way more power for $800.
There's
so
no
it's like
comparison.
a transmission. So like, I'm talking about like 3 grand maybe with a tranny, but like there's no comparison. But as far as for like nostalgic stuff, like B series is great. As far as you build like an old car, or like you want to build like a total swap, you know. But K series is where it's at today. As far as like for street cars, like,
it depends on what you're trying to do.
Yeah. But like, don't get me wrong, I love B series. B series platform I think is better turbo than it is like turbo for turbo. I'm going B series.
And the fastest Hondas out right now are all B series. The top 2 at least. The Speed Factory car.
Yeah.
And then you got Jason's car, also in the 4-door.
For the working person that's just trying to have a little fun, bang for buck, K series.
K series. Yeah.
Nothing flows like that K series head.
Oh, 100%. You know, the S2000 head flows pretty well too. People don't really talk about that, but
price wise,
it is.
S2000 motor is like gold right now.
Right. I wouldn't want to build that. Yeah. So if I wanted to build like a 500 horsepower car, right? What would you recommend to me? Like
B series.
B series.
The K series because front wheel drive. You talking about?
Yeah, we're not. Yeah.
I'm like all wheel drive.
Anything all wheel drive, I'm going K series. But B series is great too. As far as like 1,000 horsepower and under, I'm gonna go K. But like front wheel drive 500, I'm going B series all day. The torque in the K series is just like,
he says B.
The B is where it's at. 500 horsepower.
I say K. Only reason why I say K because if you was to hurt it or something like that, you could find another K block easy.
Yeah, but like
finding a B series block right now is starting to become kind of rare.
Let me tell you something, right? Built B series at 500, you keep it only at 500. You build the B series, like, you know, that car is gonna last a long time.
What do you need to have done to it to last though? It'd be a stock?
Just piston rods, just like the block,
that's
like
it.
And that's it. You can use stock cylinder head, you know.
No sleeving, nothing.
No sleeves,
you don't
or
have
nothing.
to sleeve it
nope.
now.
So like 500 horsepower is so much fun to drive. The K series is gonna spin. It's just gotta make so much torque. The B series is gonna be tame and it's gonna go. That's just my personal preference, my opinion. But like,
what transmission combination would you go with? Because obviously there's
GSR.
all
You need
day
that
and
long
on a
third
boost.
gear for boost.
GSR all day long.
But okay, so you're saying 500 with boost or without?
Boost.
Oh yeah, boost. Yeah,
you're not making 500 NA 500.
Yeah, without nitro on a B series.
It ain't going
even
down.
K series.
You can't even spray a K series and
spray for spray. I'm going K.
Yeah, K all day.
Yeah.
I was even gonna say like a stock K20 with a turbo kit, like a nice 62.
I like that right there.
62
like
mil turbo or 64 mil turbo.
I mean, if you guys want to build one, I'll build the B series. What you want to do?
K series, you could just slap some head studs in a stock K20, a nice turbo kit, and put it at 500 horsepower. That thing's gonna live too.
But how much? What numbers? Because just out of curiosity,
he's saying stock for stock, right? 500 horsepower on the B series ain't really gonna be that reliable. Like it's good, but like as far as like we've seen stock K series make 700. You know, Jamie would tune them 750. You know, but do they last that long? No, the K series rods are not that strong stock. But will they make 500 and live all day long?
Yeah, but how much would it cost?
Stock? You talking about stock motors? Stock motors $800.
And then what else? Like
turbo kit, Honda injectors.
I could build like on a budget build. I could build something for like 10 grand.
10 grand. I don't know what the numbers are.
Just the engine setup without the chassis. The chassis is not for these cars. The chassis alone now for EG, spending like to find a clean car like 10 grand, 8 to 10 grand to find like a clean, non-rusted EG hatch.
Yeah.
But as far as you can find an EK coupe for cheaper or whatever, but like, you know, but 10 grand.
So basically $20,000.
10 grand, you doing your own labor though. That's it.
Yeah, get the wrenching.
You're doing your own labor at home.
Lefty, loosey, righty, tighty.
And I'm talking about buying used parts from NYC or some used part person.
Yeah, get the wrenching.
You're not buying everything brand new for 10 grand. It's not happening.
Yeah,
so 20,000.
Some cars.
Yeah, roughly. You could buy like a regular shelf,
chassis,
like $5 grand or something, like decent shelf.
I mean, so you doing the work yourself?
Yeah, so like if you were just garage, you're working in the garage in your front yard or whatever it is. You want to get
20 grand is plenty.
Yeah.
You said a chassis, a
we
clean
could get
chassis.
you a built motor almost.
Yeah, 20 grand is plenty because you don't have to buy everything brand new. But if you're buying everything brand new, 20 grand is like you're spreading yourself pretty thin.
Yeah, back in my days, bro, some of my first builds was used parts.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, they were probably more available back then, right? Now it's parts are limited for like B series. Did you have a lot of B series?
There's everything.
Yeah, a lot of
B
B series.
Oh yeah, that's a lot new. I just went K recently. I'll take B any day, but now I'm realizing like just the K, it's just what it is now.
Is it easier to make power? You feel?
All motor and A wise.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Like
I've never driven a K.
Never.
It flows.
Yeah, I've never. No, I don't think I've.
There's always like controversy online, like the B series dudes and the K series guys, like or whatever. But like for every platform is different. You know, like I said, the B series is king right now, obviously.
Right. And front wheel drive and all wheel drive too. So.
Yeah, right now at least. But like we're talking about street cars here, you know. So like, it's completely different.
So if there was any car that you guys would like, you would have your choice to build as far as a Honda. It could be any platform, any chassis, whatever it is. What would you guys build? Or what would be your next one? Because you guys obviously have $100,000 cars.
They can answer it for me. I ain't even gonna talk about it.
Oh, outside of Hondas, you saying?
No, if we was to build a Honda, what would you build?
It could be any Honda. It don't have to be an EG. It could be
like something that we don't have, or something just in general to everybody.
Something that you prefer.
Like to the viewer, I'd build a all-wheel drive car, but not for me. Like we have
What car though? What car?
EG, like EG or EK. EK Coupe does really good all-wheel drive because of wheelbase.
Okay.
Yeah, so the car that I always wanted to build for years now is that car right there. I just wanted a clean street car that makes somewhere between like 800, 900 horsepower, able to drive it on long trips. It has
radio, carpet,
sunroof. So this was like my car that I've always wanted to build from start. So I wanted something that's I can drive around, I can take on the highway. It has 5 gears in it. Has a big enough gas tank. I can drive on long trips. Sending unit.
And 1,000 horsepower on tap.
Yeah.
So
this.
Yeah. You can probably make 1,200. The thing is, the transmission is going to be the only fallback because not a dog box, but now they have like PPG synchro gears, bro. I made 1,100 on my synchro set, and it held up.
So that car has a full PPG synchro gear set in it.
And what turbo you have on here?
6870.
That's the next gen.
Yeah.
Oh, you a little sneaky, huh?
I
appreciate you asking that question.
You slip up? Was that a slip up?
It's got full exhaust and everything.
Yo.
Oh, full exhaust too?
Full exhaust and everything. It's a full street car. So no, I had the fabricator make me a turn down. When I unbolt the exhaust, I could put it on if I really wanted to. But.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little battle royal soon. B series versus K series.
Yeah, so he has a all-wheel drive car B series that makes about 1,000 horsepower. This is gonna probably make about the same power, and we're gonna go out and race each other.
This is just you two?
Yeah, for us two. Yeah.
You're not gonna be involved in this?
Well, he wants to build an Integra, so he's working on that now.
Like a DC or
I don't know if I was supposed to say that for you on camera, but
it don't matter. Yeah, but DC. Yeah.
And you're gonna K-swap it?
Yeah. I was torn between doing B, but like just seeing how like rare the B parts are now, I would just go K.
Why the chassis though?
Oh, I love DC.
That's what he's known for.
Yeah, his first car,
just to bring it back to.
Nah, DC2 to me is like the best chassis
with the JDM front end.
Yeah,
that's his like thing.
Yeah, I love the DC2 chassis, like just like the body lines on it.
Yeah,
it's nice.
What are those going for now? I remember back then those were like when they started to get really popular over here. They weren't too much money, but now are they expensive to do a JDM conversion on the DC?
Yeah, the price went up on it.
Yeah, on the front end stuff, yeah, it's not that expensive, but it is definitely more expensive than back in the day.
I'll tell you what, Integra, well, they're about the same price. Like you find a clean Integra versus a clean EG, they're about the same money. So right now it's like you find a clean GSR shell or a clean GSR period, you're spending with clean GSR, you're probably spending 15 grand versus a clean EG. But things like you're spending 15 grand because they got the swap in it and stuff, wheels, stuff like that. But like even trying to find a car right now, it's damn near impossible to find something that's clean.
It's only gonna get worse.
And some of the people don't believe me sometimes. Like, yo,
if you really want to know prices, like rough prices, go see what those part out guys are selling shells for, and then go see, like for example, Bring a Trailer or these forums, what these cars are selling for. There was like a stock GSR the other day that sold for 25 grand.
People are like, yeah, I can get a shell for $2 grand, but how clapped is that shell? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit matters.
So it's probably a good idea to get into restoration. Like
if you're building a car, and I always say this to everybody, like go find a car that's running, that's stock, and build it yourself.
The thing is though, with restorations, especially in the Honda world, you're not going to get your money back. Even if you said, oh, here's a stock Type R, because even to buy a clapped out Type R, you're talking about like almost between 20 and 30 grand, right? And to fully restore that car properly, you're going to be into that car at least like another 40, 50 grand. And then you talking about to sell it for a profit, you're going to take a loss. You'd be lucky if you even get 50 grand again.
And today's market is like when people see the car's been painted, lost value there already. You know, like, oh, motor's been out, lost value. Car's been in an accident, lost value. Like
that's the only shitty part about the Honda stuff is that there's no value in that, you know, once the cars are completed, especially like from a restoration standpoint. It depends on how you buy the car and what car you're building. Like an NSX, sure, you could probably make money on these cars. Because the cars are definitely pushing around 6 figures now. Yeah. But Type R's and stuff like that, it's just not worth it. It's like, for instance, like those Porsches and stuff like that, those dudes that restore them, there's money to be made on those cars. There's a big market for those. But the Honda stuff, I don't feel like it's there to restore and make money on it.
So you mentioned the NSX, and we were talking about that earlier because you were mentioning that like repairs and maintenance on that car. A lot of shops don't really service these cars anymore, even work on them because of parts. So when you have a car like an NSX, like where do people go to repair them or fix them? The people that like really stood out like to me is Science of Speed. I've seen like they even started messing with the newer NSX. Didn't they do like superchargers back in the day? Yeah, they did a lot of stuff. This car's supercharged. Yeah. So like Science of Speed, I think is probably like known for like NSXs now. It's like that's why for me like personal. But as far as like regular maintenance, like we do that stuff too. But like biggest things on these cars, like factory cars, are like clutches or like timing belt, water pump, stuff like that. All the seals. You got to think about this car's a 91 now, so how old everything is on the car. But for us here, most of the parts, like I have a bin of parts just for this car in case anything ever went wrong. And the NSXs are not cheap. Like parts are not cheap, and it take forever to get. Like I said, nobody wants to work on them either. But the thing is, parts for these cars aren't like readily available, you know, especially if someone loses a motor on one of these, which highly doubt unless you're doing something very stupid. But like, I don't know. It's a tough market. You don't see them every day. That's why. That's why when they do blow motors, I usually see them case swapped and stuff like that because it's too expensive to put a motor back in it. So I know somebody who's in the same exact situation. Their transmission blew or something like that, and they had a problem with the motor, so now they're case swapping it because either that or they put like a J swap or something like that. Other than it's getting tough, man, for the Hondas. Even the CRXs now too. I don't see those too often actually anymore. I don't see CRXs really too much. No, those parts too. To get parts for those cars is insane. Well, you don't really see CRX in the drag racing world because the wheelbase is so small in that car. Yeah, it's not a good drag race car. Like people probably gonna talk shit, but it's just not. It's like, yo, the perfect drag race car is like an EK coupe. Like for as far as like turbo all-wheel drive, like I think in my opinion. Hatchbacks are great too, EG hatch, but like everything else, like those older cars, DA Integra, no, don't even bother. Those are heavy though too, right? They're heavy. Yeah. Those and the EFs, man. Everything else is a good, like, you know, good platform. But all-wheel drive, man, them EK coupes, man. After seeing what Cacho's car did, and like all the other cars, the wheelbase is just there. So it's easier to control down the track, basically. Yeah, it's like easier to control. You know. I don't know. That's how he feels.
Integra too, but they ain't really nobody out there with Integra.
I'm just a DC2 guy. I just love the DC2, you know?
Pharaoh's car was
pretty fast
It's
for
just
DC.
rowdy.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Gringo's car is fast.
He got a DC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he's B series as well.
Yeah.
That's true.
But like, I don't know. I definitely plan on doing another car. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's gonna be to this caliber.
To what caliber? Like this?
Ahmed's, yeah. He just went
It's like
crazy with
OCD build.
He just went so crazy with it, like the mud flaps, the paint, everything. Like he makes sure like the bolts are new bolts,
like fresh
or
plastic.
like it just gets crazy. All the molding and trim.
I think we got to a level in our career where it's like, all right, like we've done all like pretty much done everything, you know. So it's like, why not finish the hardware? Why not do this? Why not just take the extra step and get it done? You know? So
the thing is, you as a customer coming in here, if you ever say, hey, I want to build this, this, and this, right? We could showcase a K-Series all-wheel drive. We could showcase a B-Series all-wheel drive. We could showcase all-motor, turbo front-wheel drive, street cars, whatever you want. You know, there's different types of builds here that you can look and say, hey, I want something like this. Or maybe you might not want to spend something like that too. At least you know, like the shop that you brought your car to can handle the, the work.
Shout out to our crew, you know, shout out J-Rock, shout out Kevin. Like J-Rock, man, is one dude like that puts in that work here too. It's like, it's hard to find good guys like to do quality work. And that's what we see the most, like in our DMs, like, yo, I don't trust anybody with my car or whatever. And I feel bad for a lot of these dudes because not everyone has $100,000, $50,000 to put in a car, you know? But it's like, if you want a quality builder to build your car, it's like these dudes get paid hourly, you know. So like to build that car is expensive.
A lot of people, they always ask us what's the number to build something like that. It's hard to put a number on certain cars like that because the numbers sometimes just don't make sense, especially like I said for the Honda stuff. It's just
if you're paying, just say you're paying someone $10,000 a week, right? And it's like, end of the month, you got $40,000. And
like for the shop hours, right? So our shop right here is about $120 an hour. You have 40 hours tied up into one car just in 1 week. You know, we're talking about like $4,000 just in labor, you know, for whatever it is that you're doing. Now, if you got 2 guys tied up on that car for the week, that's 80 hours that you got tied up into that car. You know what I'm saying? So it adds up fast. And it's hard to put a number on it too because you go by hours or you go by the job. So it's kind of tough to say.
Yeah.
Between custom brake lines, custom fuel lines, like finished bolts, like stuff takes time. Powder coat, like car be sitting on a lift for 6 months. You know, it's
well, your personal cars, or you mean like custom stuff?
Anyone's cars, like it depends on the level of build.
Full tear down, full rebuild.
But regular engine swap, whatever.
That's
couple days,
that stuff
like
is
a
quick,
day or two. But like full restos is what I'm talking about.
Now that you guys are at this level, right? You guys have your shop. You guys have all the cars you want, pretty much. Well, I don't know if you guys have the cars you want, but you guys can pretty much do whatever you want to the cars you guys own. What's next for you, I guess, in the next few years? Because at this point, it's kind of like more of a long-term plan rather than just like this year kind of thing, you know?
That's a good question. It's tough, man, because like the classes that we're racing in right now, like all motor, for example, like you only go but so far with what you have right now until someone else pulls the R&D out.
Well,
and like, you know.
Yeah, Jamie right now is working. I'm not going to touch too much on it because that's his thing. But I know he's working right now with Skunk 2. I don't know if you've seen that. He's working on developing a few things. So you'll see a lot of the stuff that he's been working on through this past year. That's why he hasn't really been racing. You're going to see him at World Cup, and then you're going to be able to see like what he's been working on. And it's going to separate the field, like, all right, who's been working this past year and who hasn't. So
what sucks in today's era is like no one's doing a lot of like for the Hondas. Like, there's R&D out there, but it's not that much anymore. It's like these cars need to get to the next level. It's either the rule book needs to change or something needs to give. Like to me,
a company needs to make something new.
Because like sport front, like like it's like you go to track 7.9, 7.8. 8.1, 8.0. It's like, all right, cool. We've seen that for the past 3 years. What's next?
What's next?
All motor. It's like, we've been running 930s for how long now? Like, something needs to give.
Something's got to change.
All-wheel drive cars is one of those. Is different because like it's not really a rule book out for you, so people are trying to go faster. But like eventually, you'll get to a point too. It's like everyone will hit a wall. So like I feel like a lot of companies aren't doing a lot more R&D when they need to. Like they need to get out there and like put the work in. We've been trying. It's like, but I don't have like a CNC machine, or I don't have this, I don't have that to like figure out what. I don't have an engine dyno, like figure out how we can make more power. It's like I feel like the sport itself overall has came to this like
it's like it hit a wall.
Yeah. So it's like I'm tired of going to the track. Like, yeah, it's fast. You know, you see these cars, they're fast. Like, some of the other cars are faster. I'm talking about a Honda platform.
Yeah.
But, like, bro, I'm going 930s. Like, what's next? Like, and it's tough to say. And sport front, like, I don't race. Like, I race turbo
They're
cars.
They're moving because of the turbos.
Yeah, they're moving.
Yeah.
But what's next?
Yeah.
Like, something needs to happen. I feel
That's
like
it.
in all the platforms, either like, I don't know if weight break will help, or like, I remember one year, I think all the event promoters need to get on the same page with the same rule book, because like at one point I was changing my car around to go race one event, taking it back off, so like ruins like your data that you had from the previous time. So like it sucks.
Yeah, it's true.
Everyone just needs to get on the same page or whatever and do more R&D. I feel like the sport would grow overall.
Do you feel like a lot of the R&D is being stopped because of the, I guess, more of the stereotype of Honda guys, with them not wanting to pay? So if these bigger companies are developing parts, they're going to work with people who don't really have the money for stuff, or the Honda guys typically don't pay, or they don't.
Yes and no.
You know?
So like we came to a point where it's like, I'll give you an example. I needed new ITBs. I needed a bigger size. Bro, me and him had to buy 5 ITBs. We only needed 2. We had to buy 5 to make them, which I get. It was just like, yo, they're like $4,000 or $5,000 a piece, but like it's a lot of money.
And the shitty part is, right,
And the other dudes get it after we paid for it
to get the R&D done, right, at that level, especially when we race in Nitro. Like, for instance, Jamie helped develop a different engine program, like different rod piston setups for the Nitro stuff, right? Different transmission gearing and all the stuff to be able to go those numbers. And next thing you know, you're spending all this money to do all the R&D work, and the next thing you know, when they see that it works in your car, is not being promoted and being sold to everybody else.
Right. Yeah.
Which is.
But that's how it goes, though. I
Yeah.
mean, from the conversations I've had with some of these big shops and stuff, they pretty much, it's always like that. Like, somebody has to put the money in.
Someone's putting the money up.
Yeah.
Someone's not gonna. And
No,
what sucks
100%.
is like, some these companies, what they need to do is like pay the dude. Like, if we sold you 50 sets of ITBs, like, you know, like at least like they could have did something for us. You know, like we knew this was gonna work. You know, but like sometimes it might not work, which I get too.
Yeah.
But like someone's losing their money. Someone's buying 10 sets of whatever to make this happen. You know, I remember Jamie came out with his own gear set. He needed, you know, it's like he had to buy 5 gear sets to make this work, which is insane. That's what it takes to go to the next level, you know? And like people are trying, like World Cup, you know, like Jason Miller just added vacuum pumps to all motor. So are we going to pick up power? Yeah. Are we going to pick up that much power? No, but at least he made a move in the right direction, you know, to try to better and faster the class, you know?
That's V8s too?
I don't know.
Just for the Honda.
I think it's for Honda. I don't know about. I know you're a big V8 guy.
I'm just listen,
How much power does it add to a Fox body?
I'm just saying, bro. I'm a Honda guy. I love Hondas, but you know, I just want to know if we was gonna get the vacuum pumps for the Hondas and not the V8s, because last year
The domestic definitely dominated.
Yo, bro, like I can't take it away from them. They got 8 cylinders. And then the Coyote head is flowing just like the K-Series.
There was no comparison. Like the American cars and dominated.
Yeah.
That Coyote head is flowing like, and then they got the weight brake, but we didn't get the weight brake.
That Coyote is.
Yeah, I remember the dude made one pass in his Mustang.
He went home for the rest of the week.
He went home for the rest of the week. Said, "Yo, I ain't coming back." He was number one qualifier all weekend.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, he packed this shit up." I was like, "I wish."
Yo,
He did it effortlessly, bro.
So pretty much, you're just looking for more R&D and more support for the Hondas, basically.
Pretty much, I think the Hondas are like, there's great R&D out there right now. Like the shit that's happened in the past couple of years is amazing.
Yeah,
but
I feel like
like at the racetrack right now, as far as racetrack only, the street stuff is like you can make 1,000, 1,200, you'd be all right. But like track to move forward and to get faster is like something needs to happen.
I feel like it stopped once like all the pro stock racing stopped, because that's when all the bigger companies were out there racing each other and stuff like that too. So I feel like once that stopped, it kind of put a stop to.
And what sucked is like a lot of the tracks closed down, so it didn't really help anything.
Yeah,
you know, so like we're only limited, and it sucks. Like more of these companies need to come out racing. Like if you have a company, come out to the racetrack and race. Like companies, big companies. I'm talking about company. I'm not throwing anyone out there, but like some of these you only see once a year, and I hate to see it. Like, it's like, come out to these events, you know. It's like, support the tracks, you know. It's like Honda Day. There's a bunch of events to go to throughout the year. At least show your face at 3 of those.
A good amount, yeah.
3 of the 10 events, you know. Like, instead of 1 year, I just see everybody at World Cup. Like, it sucks.
You don't really see Hondas at TX2K either.
Speed Factory went when we went like 2 years ago, I think. But like the field is like from a Honda standpoint, there's not really a lot of Honda fans. So you had to see a lot of people are surprised when they seen Speed Factory's car at TX2K. Like, damn. Like,
that was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, it's 2 years ago. So like from a Honda world, TX2K isn't really the place to be.
And how they got the classes.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I think they were trying to. That was kind of controversial too because they were trying to figure out the class situation with the Hondas. But if there's really no demand for it, then I don't really think it's going to be a thing. The Honda guys aren't really going to.
Yeah, it's either the Hondas winning or the American cars are winning. Or
even the BMW guys aren't really as big as I thought they would be at Texas UK. It's more of like a domestic kind of situation.
I feel like you find the BMW stuff at like Impact and like
huge there.
Yeah,
but at TX2K it's like
stuff. You find your boy over there that you trying to race too. You know, he raced half mile.
Yeah, that was his debut.
The FL2K is pretty good.
FL2K, yeah. So you guys will be at. Are you going?
We're gonna go to FL2K. We're also going to that big shootout that Cleetus is having.
That's the plan. So like the plan is to go to Cleetus McFarland's 32 car field shootout on Wednesday, and if the car's still together in one piece,
there's gonna be some fucking killers there. Yeah. Those Coyote all-wheel drive trucks.
The F-150s.
Yeah.
I'm about to get one myself.
I'm bringing my boy with me because he knows his homework. And be like, what I gotta do?
Are you going, Bari?
I'm gonna go to Cleetus event.
Okay.
Yeah, what I gotta do to beat this truck?
Is it for YouTube or it's actually like
it's for his YouTube?
Okay, got you. So it's not even like a full event or anything.
No, he's not selling tickets or nothing for it. No. But it's 5 Hondas. Me, Gringo's going. The H22, that was on Street Outlaws.
Giant.
Yeah.
I think Peeba Tech and Little Man. I think us 5.
That's about to be crazy.
Yeah. It's a good setting for sure.
They got a couple GTRs, and F-150s.
Yeah, man.
They got one Lambo.
Yeah, it's got a good mixture of cars. But definitely like the Honda's got their work cut out for sure.
So aside from that, are we going to see you at any other events this year? We'll see you at FL2K. We'll see you at World Cup. And I think that's
pretty much it for us on the East Coast, at least.
Season's over,
Done deal.
You guys don't do SEMA or anything like that, right?
We want to go to SEMA.
SEMA falls on the same week of World Cup.
It's the week after, I think, right?
No, it's like it's the week before, I think. But like if you're getting your car ready or whatever, it's like it's tough to make both. You know, unless you get your car ready like a month in advance or whatever, and just like be ready. But we always want to go to SEMA. I think this year like we might split up, and then like he might go to SEMA. I'll take his car to the track, like handle that until he gets done with theirs. So
I think SEMA's after. It's actually after
this year. It's after the
date. Yeah, it's literally it's that week after.
Okay.
So yeah, I thank you guys so much for the hospitality here. You guys, the Connecticut pizza, which is still not better than New York, but I appreciate it.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
And also, you guys are wearing the shirts. You're supposed to wear your shop shirts, but you guys showed love and actually wore the Street Alpha brand. Nah, I appreciate that, man. Your shirts actually look cleaner than mine. I don't know what. You guys just pulled them out the bags?
No, I washed this thing like 10 times already.
I don't know if I watched
mine's always look raggedy. Well, this is probably the sample. That's why.
I pressed mine before I came here.
You see? Now you already know.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I remember I asked you what brand shirt. This is probably one of my favorite shirts. It's like it fits good. It feels good. It's like it's a really good shirt. And it's like it's hard to say that about a lot of people's stuff.
I appreciate it.
So if you're watching, this feels like an essential shirt. And I like essential, like the clothing, like the t-shirts. It got like that, it's like it's more of a baggy fit, I would say, and it fits good for me at least. It's fall season now, so it's
right. So it's perfect. It's perfect.
Summertime is like it's a little on the heavier end, but like right now, just go buy a t-shirt because it's it.
I appreciate it.
You should hire us since we have the shirts on.
Oh shit! What's up? What are we doing? Nah, but thank you guys so much, man. This was a great podcast. I appreciate you guys sharing the old stories too and putting on for the Honda community. I can't wait to see what else you guys got in store for this season. And I hope to see you guys at some of the future events.
Yeah, we'll see you guys at World Cup for sure.
100%. I'll be there, and I'll be at FL2K. If you guys are going to stay for the event or not, I will be there. So yeah, it's going to be dope. if you guys can.
Shout out to all my Honda guys, man.
Yeah,
Honda
shout out
community,
to
West Coast, down south, Midwest. Shout out to all my Honda community, man. That's real big.
What about domestic community?
He's trolling.
Yeah, shout out to the V8 guys too, man.
What about the BMW guys?
Yeah, made us push harder, man.
What about the Beamer guys from New York?
Yeah, shout out to the Beamer guys too from NY. Shout out to all y'all guys, man. Next lane.
Next lane.
Next lane. That's what I'm gonna say.
So if you guys can just share your social media, just for the viewers and listeners, if they want to get in contact with you.
Instagram, YouTube, Sonic203. For me, and my brother has his own Instagram, personal Instagram, but shop name's New England Motors. They all have their own social media platforms.
Well, for the shop, pretty much just
New England
Motors or Sonic 203.
Or Sonic 203, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Top in, man. Top in with them. You know what I'm saying? You got any S2000 questions?
Anybody trying to grudge race, hit up my boy Batman SST. Cars, motorcycles, jet skis, whatever you want to race.
Yo, we got it.
Appreciate you guys once again. For those who are listening, watching, make sure you guys listening on all streaming platforms, and make sure you guys hit that like button if you are watching this current premiere, and make sure to subscribe as well. So until next time, guys, I will catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Later.